Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to RoadCraft for what is live stream number 37 as we continue our journey through the game. Good morning, hope you're well. We're back today as we see out the week with 3.5 hours of RoadCraft, and we continue on the final base game map, Kernel, which so far has involved us building a lot of roads to help us navigate the map. In the last stream, we focused on the village of Northlock, getting them fully back up and running, and trying to do as much as we can whilst building more roads, essentially. But yeah, really enjoying it so far. We've done quite a bit in game, as I say. We're on the final base game map before we start the DLCs or DLC maps. I think it's two. Well, actually, looking to be fair. But yeah, today we continue on. We'll have a look at what we need to do next and what we can achieve in the next 3.5 hours. I don't expect us to finish the base game map today. I don't think it's possible. But we shall see what we can get done and go from there. Really, to be fair. My little boy's actually got to school early today. His friend walked to him today, which means I had to leave a bit. Well, his friend always gets here really early, so that's why he's messaging me early. Massive thank you to everyone who's watched the what am I saying? A massive thank you to everyone who's watched the channel update. If you haven't had a chance yet, we'll put it pinned in the chat. I'm trying to do too many things at once, and I can't get my head sorted. Yeah, it was a tough one. I was trying to think. I don't like being miserable when we do those videos, and I always make them videos in one take. I never redo them or anything. It's always off the cuff, and go from there, kind of thing. And that one, I wasn't sure. I kind of felt I kind of rambled on a little bit, and for some reason was getting a little bit emotional about things. I don't know why, but it is what it is. It's there. It's done. But yeah, if you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, do go and have a look, and let me know what you think. We also was talking about the plan for the next vote, and if there's any games people would like, and also about whether to make some more personal videos, more about myself and that kind of thing. But I'm in two minds whether to or not, if that makes sense. So yeah, but I'll put it in the chat, pinned in the chat in a second. So I just want to check sound. We're all good. All gravy. Okay. Right, we'll just put the comment in the chat and then we will crack on, as far as I'm concerned. I want to try and get as much as we can done today, if possible, so that's our plan. Okay. Well, it's too big. There we go. All done. Right, let's get into it. So Northlock 35. Northlock. That's the name of the village on this map, not actually what I'm thinking. So Kernel, the final base game map, 35% complete. 5 of 17 infrastructure missions, 12 of 33 complete objectives, and 3 of 9 side objectives as it stands. Part 2 of the 4 parts to this story of this map. So we are making good progress. It's just a case of doing things kind of in an order the missions appearing, but also in the order we think we can achieve things. So if we need a road somewhere, it may not be the first thing we do, essentially. Oh, pardon me. Apologies about that. Okay, let's have a look at what our plan is. I think we finished the last stream by finishing off a road we just built to enable us to do a convoy, if I remember correctly. It was Wednesday, the last stream. We'll double check. So yeah, this road I think we've just finished to the archaeologist camp. This allows us to set off the convoy, which should be running, I believe, from here Did we actually set it off is the question. Is it up and running? Did we not plot the route out? Vehicle failed. Okay. Hang on a second. Vehicle just failed a route. The warehouse. It says start plotting there. Why does it start plotting? I thought we'd already plotted this route out. Thinking about it. Oh yeah, I've got this camp here. Warehouse, which is okay. It's here. Oh, for some reason, the vehicle swerved off. Not too sure why that's happened. It must have just took this corner too quickly, I assume, and that's why he swerved off there. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Thanks for the like, for those, much appreciated. But he's up and running again now. We built this road so we can get this convoy done. That was the main purpose of the road, to be fair. Right, while that's doing its thing, obviously that should be absolutely fine now, I would hope. It's having a few issues around the corners, but it is what it is. Let's have a look what we want to do next. Northlock with resources, we do need to look at that. And the flood will really. Transport parts and materials to the radio tower from the machine yard. So that's doing that now. That will also give us concrete slabs. 4 of. What do we need for Northlock? That's the question. Vehicle done. Oh, we need these for this base here. We need to go and grab whatever these are over there, but I think we need to build a bridge first. Northlock village needs 2 metal slabs, 6 beams and 5 logs to Northlock. But to be fair, whatever we have in storage, we can take out storage here and deliver. So it's not like we have to deliver them very far. That's failed again. Why is that failed again? It's like it just veers off weirdly. I don't quite understand why it does that. Let's just move this a little bit this way. And then dispatch. Is it a bit of a tight corner for it to get round? Maybe. I'm hoping the next vehicle that goes after this one is smaller and then it won't have an issue, to be fair. Yeah. We've always disliked the Wayfarer, which is what the tractor unit is at the front. Going to go off slightly here, look. You can see it. Even though these are to the far left. Struggling because it's on the edge of the road itself. We may have to come back and do that. So that's the main mission we're doing now. So we really should look at a side mission, shouldn't we? Although no, that is a side mission. No, that's different, isn't it? Plan a route for the concrete supply. So where's this going from? Eastern Tunnel here. Going to... This will give us concrete slabs, which is what we need. So Eastern Tunnel to the warehouse. Which warehouse are we going to? Oh wow, it's going to the... Okay. Well, that should be doable now because we have a road. The only thing we don't know is this kind of... that seems to be fine. Because we have that road there, this should be doable. That's going to fail that journey in a minute. So before we start plotting this out, let's have a look. Because this journey is about to fail. Look, it's gone off. So it's kind of got off. So let's sort this out first. Then we'll sort the other one out as well. And may as well have them running in conjunction, to be fair. Good morning, E-Player. How are you? I'm not doing too badly, thank you. Not too bad. Thanks for the like, viewers. Much appreciated. I'm just hoping when it changes vehicle, after the first ones that got there, the next vehicle will be better, because that one is not fun as it stands. Right, concrete supply, which is something we do need. Let's plot this route out, and this can actually start doing its thing, because obviously what we can go and do other things while these are just making their way. If we have to keep stopping the sort of route out, we will. I don't think we need to do anything to this route. It looks fairly normal, safe, sturdy, hopefully. Time will tell. It does look quite dry, but doesn't mean it is, though. That's the only thing. But we won't know until we go. Looks like it's going to be another Wayfarer, which is not ideal, in all honesty. But we can't change the vehicle it's deciding to use. So we have to let it do its thing. But yeah, if we set this up to run alongside the other one, the only downside would be if they meet. Would be the only downside. Crazy Iceman, good morning. How are you? I'm doing okay. Thanks, Eva. Glad you're well. Oh, channel's all clear. That's brilliant news, Crazy Iceman. Very good news. That is objective complete. The Wayfarers made it to the archaeologist camp, which is what we needed. We should now start gaining concrete slabs from that continuous journey, I think, from what it said. I'll have to double check that in a second. Then my only concern is this one meeting that one. Is my only concern. But there's not much we can do about that, to be fair. Because it is one road, isn't it? That's the thing. Unless we make... I'm not going to make a second road just so this one doesn't have to meet the other one coming past. But it is a smaller vehicle, look at that. So future deliveries is a smaller vehicle, so it shouldn't be much of an issue in terms of making it in one piece. Now the Wayfarer wasn't brilliant, to be fair, just then. It did make it, which is the important thing. This one may have a few issues like the previous one did, but we'll just keep resetting it if need be. But this is where this one is going. Yeah, they're both going to roughly the same place, to be fair. There we go. So that will give us concrete slabs on the go as well. We'll leave it doing its thing. This one's operational. This is just giving us money and it's XP, which doesn't matter because we're max level. What vehicles it's sending? It's not a Wayfarer, actually. It looked like it was going to be a Wayfarer when we plotted the route out, but it didn't. But it's not, which is a bonus. Right, what are we doing? So we've got two different routes on the go. One is concrete slabs. I think we should go and make the metal beams, to be honest, because we need to get them done, ready to deliver here anyway. So if that's the case, metal beams is what we want to focus on. We need to go to our... where is it? Sawmill is over there. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's steel pipes. Can we not make metal beams then? Have we not got a metal beams facility? We may not, to be fair. We may have to buy them from the construction depot until we actually get them coming in. I swear I'd seen... Oh, yeah, there we go. Steel beams. It's there. I knew we'd seen one. We have two already there, to be fair. We've not got a vehicle nearby there, have we? No. Okay. No vehicle nearby, which is a little bit annoying. We can bring one from here, though, from Drystone Base. We need either the mule or something similar, don't we? With a crane, essentially. We need 6 steel beams in total. So, what have we got we can use? We take this over. That's the short route done. If we jump into this is our Voron. In fact, while we're here, let's quickly grab this as well. We'll chuck this in the back of the Voron, and we'll take this with us. Because I haven't actually got anchors down. We'll take this with us and take this to hand in as metal, and we need to go make 6 steel beams. That's the plan. Because we're now having concrete delivered to our storage, so we don't need to worry about the concrete. We've already got the wood in the storage as well, so it's just the steel beams to make. So it looks like we're going to have to get wood and concrete from off map, which is why it's being delivered as part of convoys. So because we don't have them facilities on the map, similar to the wood. Okay, the Eastern Tunnel warehouse failed. I'm assuming it's hit the other vehicle, to be fair. We'll have a look at that in a second. Try and get this in the back. Come on. There we go. Strap the load, hold the crane, toggle the anchors. Right, let's have a look at this route that's failed. This is we're gonna have to keep going. So this rewards us 80 concrete slabs for this. It's failed at the sand, where the sand starts here. Now this could be a problem, and we may have to put a small road in there. It just depends how wet the sand is. Let's have a look, see if we can quickly spectate and have a look. Because it did fail just then, and I think maybe the sand's too wet. It's the vehicle behind, I think, is going to get stuck, and it is already stuck. Yeah, look. It's a Wayfarer. The first vehicle's not a Wayfarer, so that's good. The second vehicle's a Wayfarer and stuck already. I think we need to make a road here, then. Because that's just going to keep failing. Until this point, it was absolutely fine. But now it's just going to keep failing. So we're going to need to stick a quick road in here, I think. It's not a very big area to do, so that's something at least. It's just annoying that we've got to do it. But there we go. So, let's quickly get our stuff on the go. We've got road stuff already out and about, so we're going to need to bring it back. But there's no point just leaving this. We've got the ability to do it. We might as well do it now, and then it's done, isn't it? Essentially. So if we've only got to start it from just here, and just bring it through the quarry. That's all we've got to do. So it's this bit here where it's failing, and it's because you can see how deep it is there, to be fair. So we'll quickly get a small road done here. As I say, it doesn't have to be big. It's just going to be enough that Wayfarer doesn't get stuck, essentially. You don't need to do the whole roadway. I think it seems dry enough not to worry too much with the roadway. But we need to do this first. I was hoping we could just crack on with other things, but obviously... I've just noticed, has there been an update? Because there seems to be a white in the bottom left that wasn't there before. At least we don't have to go too far for more sand. We're already at the quarry itself. And I've gone a bit too quick for that. I hate doing the sand part of roads. I really struggle, really, to get the right amount out, I feel. Yeah, the bit at the bottom left, it isn't normally there. I don't know if it's because of the screen you're on. No, it's staying there no matter what. Look. Change mode to cockpit mode. Yeah, I don't know why that's there. I think it was one from when we was watching the convoy, I think, maybe. Not sure. But yeah, I was hoping our road building time was over for the little while and we can do other things, but doesn't seem we can. It's because it always wants to use the Wayfarer for the convoys. If it used anything else, we wouldn't have to build roads. Not as much, that's the thing. And building a road for a quarry really isn't the best thing to be doing, but needs must. Otherwise it will never make it, that's the thing. As I say, it's not a big road, it's only quite small, so we'll just get it done as quickly as we can, and then we'll continue making the steel beams. And while that's doing that, hopefully we can get the concrete slabs underway, we can make the steel beams, jobs are good, and we can then do the supplies, which we've had as a main mission for a little while now, because we haven't had the concrete slabs, and weren't sure when we was going to get that ability. We had to hold off. But now they're coming into the and we can now use them. Too much, too quick. But yeah, I don't know why I find I do this really unevenly, and that's what I dislike about it. What we get in there. But yeah, massive thanks to anyone who's watched the channel update. As I say, it's a weird one to record. I don't know why. I've like I said, I've had a few things going on outside of streaming and stuff, more in my head more than anything else. And then when I started to talk about it, I just then couldn't. Hence the bit of rambling, essentially. But as I say, the channel updates and also the schedule videos, I always do in one take. I do have some notes if I need to remember dates and things for games coming out, but other than that, it's completely off the cuff as much as possible, just as natural as possible. And I get into your script set and all this, but Not me. I like to do things more spontaneous than that. I just feel it's more natural if you do it that way, which works better for me, I find. Come on. This is the slowest bit. This is actually laying the sand. Once this is done, it's really quick after that. But we need to join it to our road that we built in last stream, which is the big long one that's done the other routes. But this is the one we need. This is the concrete slabs route. So this is quite important. Get some concrete slabs under our belt. And then we need to have a look. I think we need to have a look at the harbour base afterwards and see if we can get that up and running properly. We need to get across there and make a few bridges, I think, in all honesty. But that's something we'll have a look at once we've done these resources for the North Lock. So I did name the last stream, you know, getting the North Lock up and running, but actually I suppose we haven't, because it still needs resources delivering. So I'm guessing it's not fully up and running yet, is it really? Right, let's park this up just here. So that's the quest is going to go. So we're gaining money as we go here. Well, that's doing its thing. So let's jump back into the warehouse. We'll call across our grader now. Our Vostok ATM 553 Pioneer. I do really enjoy driving this vehicle. It's nice when you find a vehicle that you really enjoy driving. There is quite a choice of vehicles. Only 2 graders though, or proper graders. You have got the buckets on the front of other vehicles, but they're not proper graders as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I do enjoy driving this one, more so than the other one. I didn't see the rock. Right, let's get this going. As I say, we just need to do this little bit just to allow this convoy to actually get through the quarry. I find it a bit annoying we have to do this, but we don't have much choice, it seems. What I do want to quickly do, if I just change it to March, I'm just going to spin on the dot here. I just want to see if we can level this out a bit more to get it so it kind of doesn't have such a big jump up. Because when you start these, sometimes you find that they're quite a jump up. Which can be a problem for some vehicles. Should be a bit smoother now. One thing I don't like, yeah, I think we're doing okay. I wouldn't say we're getting too much better though. It's just I never think I'm putting the right amount down. I think that's the problem. It kind of, and it just feels so haphazard. When you watch the AI do it, it looks so smooth and it's a consistent amount all the way. Whereas when I do it, I find there's bumps and everything everywhere because of it. But yeah, the AI seems to be able to get a consistent amount, and I don't seem to be able to do the same thing. But well, like I say, the rain is pouring once again. I think this map has had more rain than any other. I know Deluge had quite a lot of rain, didn't it, really, I suppose? I do, and I appreciate that, Crazy Irishman. I do appreciate that. Like I say, most of it's in my head. I know most of it's not really an issue, but in my head it is. You know, I'm a different person than what I was before the accident, and it's frustrating that I'm different, if that makes sense, you know. I'm more scared of things more than I ever have been in my life. It's really weird, like Wolverine, you know, going to school, I would never have panicked about him going to school or not hearing from him on the way to school and stuff. And now I just do, and I don't like that. You know, I've never been that way inclined, and yet I don't like it. Because for some reason, my head has now gone to that. It's things like that are bugging me at the minute. Just because there's certain things have happened recently that have made it more noticeable, if that makes sense. But no, I do appreciate it, because the sun can have the most rain. I know one of them did. I do appreciate, yeah, I appreciate your offer. The issue, I can't talk about something that I'm not fully understanding myself, if that makes sense. I think that's the issue more than anything else. Right, we're going to jump in the Arling Roadworks 120 special. This is going to be our asphalt layer. Yeah, asphalt layer. I thought layer was the wrong word then, but it's not. And then we just got the roller, and then we can set this convoy back off and running again. I'm glad this isn't going to take long to do. It's annoying we have to do this in the first place because I thought that route through the quarry was absolutely fine, but obviously the Wayfarer has other issues, or other ideas, I should say. If it was any other vehicle other than the Wayfarer that got stuck, I probably wouldn't mind as much, but because it's the Wayfarer, I have a hatred for it. I think there's only one map we've used it and it's been useful, and that was Sojourn. Other than that, it's just never been useful. And if anything, it's caused us more issues. That's my problem with it. Right, let's get this up and running. We do need to do some scouting at some point to clear these circles that you can see. We should look at that in due course. But yeah, try and do one main mission one side, one main one side as much as we can here. But this will be resources, which is what we urgently need to get the other main mission done. So, and then yeah, we kind of need to head to the harbour base, I think, as well. Get that up and running. That's a bit of a pain because I think we've got to do some bridges to get there, or to get the other stuff we need from there. We need bridges, and it's a bit of a journey until the base is up and running. It's a little bit of a journey. But we're getting there. I did not think we'd be building a road first thing today, though. I thought we'd be doing other things. Especially through the quarry. The quarry people won't forgive me for this. 2 roads are put through the quarry now. Okay, let's join this to the other road best we can. Off we go. Right, we do need to go back a little bit here. Just want to get this other side kind of connected as well. Making it a little bit wider where we can there. More just to make sure they've got room to manoeuvre when they try and navigate that join. That's really, I've ups and downs. That's what I Yeah, no, absolutely. If you know, yeah, you've never had to deal with it before. It's going to be a minefield for you. That's the thing. It's one of those things that you don't ever want to have to deal with yourself, but until you do, you don't understand it, kind of thing. If that makes sense. Arnhem Roadworks 750R next. This is our roller. We can get this rolled out and done. Yeah, it's one of those weird things that you kind of never wish anyone to have to deal with, but yeah. You kind of need to understand it. It's weird. But at least you're making progress with it, Crazy Irishman. That's the important thing. I don't know why also this week, for some unknown reason, this week, for out of all the nearly 5 years, I've really struggled with not working. I don't know what it is, but in my head, I've really missed it. It's weird because although I miss it most of the time anyway, socialisation and the actual feeling like you're achieving something, I do that with the channel to a degree, but this week I've kind of, I don't know, I've not had the enthusiasm this week for like the channel in terms of doing stuff away from the live streams, but instead all I've been thinking about, I just want to go back to work kind of thing. It's a weird one. I don't know why this week, it's not significant this week in any way, but it's just been I don't know, it's just been a weird one in my head. I think some has to do with my other half having a few issues with her work, and maybe it's because of that, I don't know. Or the fact we were looking around schools for my little boy for starting secondary school. Maybe it's because he's getting older that it's making me thinking about my future to a degree. Not sure. But yeah, it's just been, I don't know, odd. But this week's nearly done. Next week will be a new week. That's the main thing. I need to get this snow run episode for tomorrow edited today, otherwise that won't happen. Right, we're going to need to come back and do the middle bit of there. It's a little bit wider. We're nearly done here. The only thing that concerns me is that join isn't brilliant to the other road. We obviously didn't put enough sand down there, hoping they don't get stuck. We won't know until they try, to be fair. I think the worst thing is I have days where I know I've got stuff to do, I've got a schedule I try and stick to. That's one of the reasons having a schedule is so it kind of forces me to focus. And I don't know, this week has been one of those where despite knowing I need to get stuff done, in my head I've just finished streaming, had lunch and then basically stared at the ceiling for like 4 hours till my little boy's home. And I've not done that for a while. It's just one of those weird things that I just need to snap out of to a degree. And I think making the channel update, I kind of wanted to talk about it, but then I kind of stopped myself as I started kind of thing. So I don't know, it's weird. I'm kind of in my own head at the minute and that's not a good thing at times. And I don't know why. I think that's the worst thing is when you kind of feel like this, it's understanding why you're feeling like that, and if you don't understand it, especially for myself, then I really struggle to get out of it. You know, if I knew what triggered it, I could then deal with it better. As I say, it's just a weird one. I'll be right come Monday, feel good. Okay, that is the road complete. It is done. Let's set this route up and running again. We just need to make sure the actual route itself is over the road we just built, as obviously the road wasn't there when we first set the route out. Move this slightly here. My concern is obviously the Wayfarer and also this meeting the other vehicle doing the other convoy. Although we've got the rewards, the majority of the rewards we have on it will still keep running, and obviously until all the rewards are maxed out I don't want it to stop. These vehicles could meet each other in the middle, potentially be a problem. We shall see. That's dispatched. We're going to jump back into the Voron and start making our way up from the archaeologist camp to the steel beams facility over here. To get there we can follow this road round there. We're going to head there. We're going to make 6 steel beams. There's already 2 there. We just need to make a few more and then we are good to start getting them to Northlock, and in that time we should be getting concrete slabs delivered at the same time as well, which then means we can just chuck everything in storage and then take it out actually in Northlock itself. So we won't even have far to take the stuff from Northlock because there's actually a storage place there that we can use. So to get everything where, oh, the other thing is deliver the vehicle. Forgot about that one. We'll have to deliver the vehicle as well. We need to have a look where that vehicle is and what we've got to do with it, but that's something else we do need to look at. But if we head round this way, it's not too far to go for the beam facility. You've been visiting schools. Yeah, it doesn't want to happen. You know, when your kid's growing up, I want him to grow up. I want him to go out to get his own place and everything else. I want rid of him. No, I don't mean that. But yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's that getting older, knowing that he's moving on, going to secondary school. You know, it's quite a transition period, isn't it? I think also looking around the schools reminds me of school, and I love school. Mainly because my focus at school was different to a lot of other people's, because I knew what I wanted to do. But because of that, I kind of want him to enjoy it as well. And looking around some of the schools, we've gone to some where on paper they look really good, and once you're there you kind of just get a feeling that it's just not right, if that makes sense. It's a weird one. We went to a school recently that, you know, my mum really wanted him to go to, and we were there, and despite them talking and telling you know, how good the school is and stuff like that, it just wasn't right. We didn't feel the same way as we had a previous school. and we both came away a bit disappointed, if that makes sense. Okay, warehouse to archaeologists they've just crashed into each other, haven't they? Yeah, they've just crashed into each other, I think. Let's just set this to go again. We'll let them pass, and then we'll do the other one up and running. I think they've just crashed into each other by the looks of this. Yeah, they have. Right, wait for the wave to go as well. We knew this was a possibility. We've only got one more truck that needs to finish this route from the warehouse to the archaeologist camp. Then all the rewards are done. We don't have to worry about them crashing anymore. But if they do crash, it won't affect us in that regard. So they are probably going to crash again, annoyingly. It looks like everything doing good. Yeah. I think also, in some ways, that's worrying me a bit. My other half keeps making it out that, you know, it's going to change things massively. The problem is, I'm kind of being quite realistic with it and listening to what they're saying. You know, their aim is for 50% reduction in pain. That's not a massive amount considering how much pain you're in every day.
Nice.
Just listen to Kelly.
Now we can expect some concrete slabs to be shipped this way from time to time. Not too many, of course. They can't have us actually improving on what they had, can they? For some reason, they always choose to fix things later rather than do them properly in the first place. Ah well, what can we do other than fix it?
Kelly's got to be in a bonnet, hasn't she? But that is concrete slabs now delivered. That route will continue delivering more concrete slabs for us. We have a quick look at the route itself. There's 80 more concrete slabs, 4 per vehicle, which is quite a few vehicles. There's 20 vehicles, isn't it? Yeah, 10 would be 40, so 20 vehicles to get us all the concrete slabs. We only need 2 for Northlock, but that will keep going now. We just need to get more metal in here so we can get the 6 metal beams made. Now, I didn't see on the map when we put it on a minute ago, there's some metal over here, so let's go and grab this. Oh, it's all these barrels, isn't it? Teddy Belcher, good morning, how are you? You're out for race because I don't know, to be fair. I'm kind of, I wouldn't say recognising it is 100% guaranteed to make things better. And I think every country has to make their own decision. I wouldn't, you know, you can't blame a country for making what they feel is their right decision when no one knows what the right thing to do is. If that makes sense? Because no one really does know if it is the right thing to do. So you can't blame a country for being a bit sceptical and just holding fire. It's not. It doesn't mean they're never going to say it. At the minute, they just don't feel it's right. I don't see that's an issue. You know, they've got to make the decision that they feel is right at the time. And if they don't feel it's the right time to say it now, then so be it. This barrel's stuck underneath, isn't it? Come on. Try and pull this out from underneath. There we go. So we've got 4 of these beams. Oh, how did I miss that? 4 beams so far that we can now currently do. We need 6 in total. These won't be enough on their own. There's a bit more metal laying around this area. Not a massive amount though. I'm kind of glad we brought the other thing with us, to be fair. Because there's not a massive amount of metal around. We have to go further afield, I think, to find more if we're not careful here. But this should get us going at least. Floating orders now. Okay. Has anyone heard about the flotilla with Greta Thunberg on? They've just stopped them, haven't they, as well? As they reach the blockade. That's one thing I'm not allowed to do in the house anymore, is watch the news. Normally, well, I can watch the news. I say I'm making it harsher than what it actually is. So my little boy worries about these things. Like before, he's asked us about the wars that are around the world and stuff, and panics that they're going to come to us, kind of thing, and we're going to get bombed and all this. And obviously, I've had to reassure him that that's not the case. Where's more metal? Okay, some to our left here. What's to our left? Oh, that there. Let's go and quickly grab that. So my other half doesn't like me watching the news in front of him because it panics him. Whereas I see it, you know, you should really know what's going on around the world, but I don't think it's too young to understand these things. My other half doesn't quite agree. Because I feel, you know, the more educated you are about the world, the better. But yeah, he does panic about these things. Right, we'll go and chuck these in and see if that's enough. We've only got enough for 2 currently, but we're enough for more than 2. No, 2, so we need a lot more stuff yet. But that gives us 5. We need 1 more bit of metal essentially, and then we can use this just here as well. You can see how heavy it is. It's actually tipping us to one side. What I'm going to do is just going to place this in front of us, I think. In fact, no, we can just drop it here. That should be enough. There we go. 7 beams. We might as well take all 7 out. I know we don't need to deliver 7. We may as well take all 7 out and get them in storage at the very least. Because there's no point us driving them to Northlock when we can just put them in storage and it's already there. So we'll get these loaded in the back of this. We'll go and chuck them into the nearest base we have. And then we will go and get the vehicle for Northlock done. It's all Northlock again, isn't it? Northlock seems to be taking the centre at the minute. But yeah, we'll quickly get this loaded in. We'll go and stick these. If Northlock is closer, we'll go to Northlock. But I've got a feeling one of our bases is probably closer. Yeah, we'll just get these. We just got to get these in, and then we'll see which way is the best place to take them. Is anyone playing Ghost of Yotai? It came out yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was. Has anyone played it yet? Is it any good? Obviously, you guys have voted for us to wait, which is absolutely fine. I'm just curious, what's people's thoughts on it so far? Right, 2 more, and then we're good to go. Yeah, I like watching the news. I think it's good to know what's going on around the world. But I also think it's good for kids to watch it too. This is where me and my half disagree, but in regards to, you know, it's going to make him understand more other people, if that makes sense. In my mind, it's going to make him, you know, a better, more well-rounded person by understanding what's going on in the world around him. Not only will he be able to, you know, have decent conversations with people about his views because of what he's seen, but I think also it makes people more likely to be more sympathetic to people going through hardship if they understand it more. That's what I think anyway. As I say, my other half doesn't disagree. Alright. Where are we heading? What's our nearest place to go and put these in storage? So, there's actually a load of metal lined up there. I've just seen that. Look at that. All that metal there we could have used. Well, we know if we need more steel beams, we're going to use that metal. So, we've got our dry stone base down there, or Northlock, which is down there. Maybe we should just head to Northlock, to be fair. Our best route, though, is probably back the way we came, and where the convoys are, to be fair. Yeah, we might as well deliver these. We can chuck the one that's left over in storage, and then we might as well get the slabs and the logs out of storage while we're there, by the looks of things. I think that is our best bet, to be fair. So we're going to head to Northlock, and then we can do the unload the 6, put 1 in storage, and then go and get everything else as well. I wasn't going to do it that way, but I think that's probably our best bet, to be fair. Should know certainly on it. Yeah, yeah, I suppose. I disagree. I kind of feel like there's no point sugarcoating how the world is in that regard. You know, the more they know, the better. To make their own informed decisions. Why do I feel I'm going the wrong way? I am going the wrong way. I feel like I'm going the wrong way because we are going the wrong way. Okay, what we'll do, we'll go back towards that base, but we may as well go to the right. Follow our road we built that the convoy is currently using. Try and avoid the convoy if we can. Head to Northlock. And then we'll do the 3 bits of this mission as soon as we can, and then we'll go and grab the vehicle to deliver and figure out the best way of doing that. And then that'll be this then done. And then I think Harbour Base will then become priority. Get that up and running as well. The convoys are now, 1 convoy's finished, the other one is now currently delivering slabs, and we've got 8 so far in storage. There's 80 in total, so plenty of slabs to keep us going. And to finish the port base, I believe we're going to need some bridges. There's 2 concrete bridges there that are now damaged, so we're probably going to have to make our own concrete bridge to make that right. We could use wood, obviously, but I think if we're going to get 80 lots of concrete, concrete's probably the best thing to be using. I'd say that, and then we suddenly need loads more concrete, and we'll have to buy it. But we still haven't sold anything or brought anything from the construction depot yet. I'm kind of holding off because I don't feel like we need to. There are times probably we should, but I just feel like we don't need to, so I'm kind of holding off. Okay, so this is our road that we made. We can follow this round. I want to beat the convoy, which I think we've just managed to there. Yeah, it's behind us. Either that or that was some vehicles we just had that were just ours parked up. Sounds like some vehicles, man, maybe not. Normally you get the radio chatter when you're near one of them, to be fair. We didn't get that, so it may have just been our parked up vehicles we had. Whoa. Yeah, we'll get these there. We've got one. There'll be 1 spare, but that can go in storage. It's not an issue. We need to deliver the first 6 first, and then the rest we're going to stick in the back of this of the concrete slabs and logs. There's no point in using a log forwarder. We just use this to get them there, nice and simply. Yeah. So one thing I've always said to my boy is we'll never lie to him. So in that regard, you know, if there is things going on or that he's worried about, we're honest as much as we can be with him about how things are really going on. And we've done that with me as well in terms of the injuries and stuff. You know, we've always been honest with him and explained as much as we can the injuries and how they affect things. And we've been told off previously by a couple of other people because we tell him everything and we're truthful with him, whereas they feel like we should have kept certain things from him when it comes to me. And maybe not be as open with the injuries and the pain and stuff. Whereas I feel it's always better for him to understand what's going on, and without all the facts he can't understand. But yeah, we have been told previously by a couple of people maybe we shouldn't have done. Well, we're going to, at some point we're going to need to buy and sell, are we? Okay, we'll do it at some point, I'm sure. This hasn't been a thing as of yet. Right, from here we want to head right, and then we go into our road on the left. We've been tempted a couple of times, I think, but I just think we haven't really needed to. Here, if anything, this map may force us to more than any other, I think. just because the resources are so scarce. So if we're going to buy anything, it will probably be on this map at some point. And I was thinking about it for the concrete slabs this order, but then I saw the convoy that will give us concrete slabs, so we didn't need to in the end. But yeah, I do think it may be something we have to do here. Right, where are we delivering these is the first thing to think about. So the 6 that we need to deliver, because something has to go there. Let's go to this. Okay, so they've been going there, and the vehicle is going there. Okay. Doesn't understand it. Yeah, this is my point. I'd rather him know the reasoning behind the pain and what's causing it and why it's happening, than not tell him. And then, you know, he'd be confused about it all and thinking it's his fault in some way if he's messing around with me and stuff. But yeah, we've had a few people mention that maybe we should have done. Right, we're just going to chuck out 6 of these. We can leave this vehicle here with them in the back, but I need to drop the spare one off. So we just want to get 6 out. And then when we get the other stuff loaded in, what we probably do is leave that on board. Because we don't need to get it out as such. It's only because we only need 6 of these, and we've got more than 6. Okay, that's 5. And that's number 6. Okay. So they're now done. What we'll do, we'll scrap that single just in case it comes out. So we now need to go back to our base that's here, drop off the spare one here, and pick up 2 concrete slabs, 5 logs, and then we'll go and grab this vehicle and see how far I'm going to bring it. We haven't really looked at how the vehicle's going to get here yet, so it could be a really weird journey. We won't know that just yet. That's the next port of call, I think. I honestly thought we were done with North Lock after the last stream, to be fair, but there's still so much to do here. But it feels like there is, to be fair. I think what we went to 26% done this morning when we started. I think it was 26. Right, this is to drop off resources. So you can go in there. Thank you. And then we need 2 concrete slabs and 5 logs, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So we'll obviously get the concrete slabs on first and the logs on top, and then we'll go and get these delivered. And then vehicle. That's not quite what I wanted that. I need to move out a little bit. There's a log right where we're trying to put the anchor down. Try that. That's better. Yeah, that log really wasn't helpful being there. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm more focused. Like I was saying earlier, I'm hoping next week I'm a little more focused because there's so much I want to get done in terms of recording and editing and stuff. To get, you know, Wreckfest back and Metal Gear Solid 2 back. Okay, Warehouse Archaeologist camp has failed, but that's finished anyway. So we don't need. It's not even in the infrastructure list anymore. So it failing doesn't affect anything. Because there's no rewards left to gain, so we can't even do anything with the route anyway. We can't reset it because it's no longer there. Okay, concrete nearly. I don't mean to be rushing this, but I feel like I am a little bit. There's no need to rush it. At the end of the day, I don't think we're going to get this map finished today. Okay, when you start on 23 23% of it, or 26% at the start of the stream. There's no way we're getting that done today. I just feel like I'm rushing things. It's really weird. Right. I'm hoping, obviously, these will go on top and sit nicely. Two. Because this vehicle can stay parked up in the place where these need delivering once these are on board. You don't actually have to take them out. They can just be on the back of the vehicle. More concrete slabs being delivered. Okay, one more after this one to load on, and then we're good to go. One more. I'm just hoping this actually does strap down with them overhang like that. Hopefully it will. I didn't want to do 2 journeys, I'm going to chuck them all in back in one, hopefully. Okay. Spin around a little bit. Okay, will it strap? It will strap down, perfect. Right, we'll go and get these delivered as I say, and then we'll go and find this vehicle they want us to... No, don't get that. I'm going back in storage. Don't go back in storage. I was nearly paying them up. And then we'll go and see what vehicle we use. I'm fingers crossed it's not a Wayfarer. Because if it is, that's going to be really annoying. But we won't know till we go and have a look. And we haven't looked as of yet, so that'll be interesting, I'm sure. I don't know if the village is going to change once these resources are here, to be fair. Because obviously this is part of the rebuilding effort by the village, isn't it? So I don't know if the village may change in the way it looks once this is done. Although we have got the village up and running already, this is just extra stuff, I think. We haven't done any cable laying yet either. I know there's some in the infrastructure list to do. I think they'll be part of missions, so that'll be an interesting one to get them done. Especially with the amount of roads are built, that's always my concern, is the roads are going to be in the way. Okay, so that is everything in the zone. We just need to go and grab this vehicle now. So, if we look on the mission itself and go to the vehicle, it is there. What are we driving? The Mule T1 Cargo without a crane. If we tip over, we're in trouble. There's no crane attached. So we are currently at our tunnel exit base, which is miles away, but we've got to take the route we've done a few times to get to Northlock. So actually it's a fairly straight run, just quite a long distance. So let's get going. Obviously there is a lot of road to use on the way that we put down ourselves, so that's something at least. The only thing we'll be careful is not tipping over. Obviously we haven't got a crane to try and save ourselves. It does happen. So nice and steady, I think. And then we can get this mission complete. And we go from there. I think we're obviously making really good progress. I'd like to finish the second part of the map today if possible. You know, there's 4 parts of this map. We've done the first part. There wasn't actually much to the first part. The first part was finished really quickly, it felt like. It'd be nice to get the second part of the map done today, which we don't obviously know which missions are for the second part, unless it's every mission on our list is now for the second part, potentially. Now I'm saying it out loud, that might be the case. That every mission we currently have, and maybe a couple more. So the third mission, the missions for the third part don't appear until the second ones are done, potentially. That would make the most sense, to be fair. I've never really looked at that as we've done it. We should have really checked that. You know, we finished a part of the map and that still had missions to go. Although side missions, I don't know if they count towards the story part of the map. So maybe side missions can still be there, but main missions can't be, maybe. Don't know. That's something to have a look at, I think. Although it's probably a bit late now working that out as we're already this far in. But yeah, hopefully we can get the second part done today. That's my hope. At least move the story of the map on a little bit. We've got a nice road to traverse all the way to this area over here that I can't remember the name of. So when we leave this area, the next bit we're going to have to get to, that bit hasn't got a road, so it can be a bit iffy. We've been stuck there previously, hence you'll see the crane that's there where we got stuck previously. But that route takes us straight to another road we built, and that will take us straight to Northlock. It's not too bad a journey, to be fair. The only issue we may have is if there's convoys and we get stuck behind them, or one of them rams into us because we meet them head on or something. That's the only thing, potentially, I think, if we really go wrong here. But yeah, then I think our focus will turn to the port. See if we can get that up and running. That would be a new base of operations there as well. So that's something we do want to focus on if we can. Oh, not liking this terrain, is it? Struggling a little bit. I feel really weird driving a mule without a crane. We're so used to driving the mule with a crane. And it was going to go-to vehicle for so long because the Voron wasn't in the game back then. The Voron is only a new addition. So driving one without a crane just feels weird. It doesn't look right anymore. Okay, decent progress though. We are getting there, that's the main thing. Okay, so this is a bit, obviously, can get a bit tricky. There's quite a lot of heavy mud here, as the crane is there for a reason from last time. Mule is a much lighter vehicle though, so it can do better with some of this tough terrain than heavier vehicles. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. No need for the crane to help us, we're all good, we made it through. So, let's just check the route quickly. So we follow this road, and then we turn off at the road we built after the bridge. So fairly simple journey actually. I thought this would be a lot harder journey when I first saw it. But actually looking at the route we needed to take. Thought maybe we'd be miles away from Northlock, which we were to a degree, because the work we've put in around the map, it's made this journey a lot easier than it could have been. We've got 10 concrete slabs currently in storage. There's only 70 more to go. Like I say, we're probably going to need to take some with us anyway to deliver where we're going. To make the bridges to get to what we need. So we're probably going to need as many as we can, really. My thinking is we may have to plan that as well, because if we need to take concrete slabs with us for the bridges, because obviously we can't get them out there. We can buy them at the place that's actually there, to be fair, but we need to think how many we're going to need ahead of time to take with us. I think slabs are the right way to go with the bridges though, because we're going to have so many. And if we don't have enough for future missions, we can buy them. It's not the end of the world. It's not like I'm adverse to buying them. I just try not to until we really need to. Okay, we are nearly there. The driving's a little bit wayward for some reason. Oh, that was nearly close. It's not the vehicle's fault, it's me. I don't know why I'm... Again, I feel like I'm rushing it. I know we don't need to rush. And you tend to make more mistakes when you rush. But for some reason, that's just how I'm feeling at the minute. There's some old metal here. Okay, let's deliver this, and then that should be mission complete. It's actually gone a lot better than I thought it would. That is mission complete. Northlock Village has been supplied with resources. New missions have appeared.
The guys at Northlock should just move to a different place. Judging by the number of problems they have, they must have built their village on some ancient burial grounds or something. Now it's water that's giving them trouble. Of two kinds, no less. On one hand, their water supply is out. So you'll need to check if the local pump station is still in the same reality as us. On the other, the village is in constant danger of being flooded. So they've been relying on a concrete pier. Won't even ask you to guess what was damaged by the quake and who was asked to fix it. You'll need quite a few concrete slabs to do it. And luckily, there's a convoy carrying them at the eastern tunnel. It needs a route to deliver those to the nearest warehouse, though. So you'll need to take care of that. Oh, and get some eggs and sugar. I'm joking. Unfortunately, I'll have to get those.
I do like Kelly. She does provide you a laugh. So, two new missions. Find the spring pump station, which is all over there. We've been close. To be fair, we can get there really quickly. We actually have a vehicle there that we used to deliver these antenna to these two places. So actually, that's really simple. The other one, strengthen the pier. So we need to put concrete slabs there. Okay, so we pick up these concrete slabs. They look different to the ones obviously we're used to, and we need to deliver them over here to the pier. There is a warehouse there as well. And where? Oh, it's actually just outside Northlock, to be fair. We're picking them up all the way from here, logistics terminal, and delivering them to there. I'm guessing we need to unload them. I would say heavy transporter is probably our best bet, to be fair. I know we've had issues with it in the past, not being powerful enough and things, but I think that might be our best bet. So we can get them all on in one load, essentially. Obviously, we want to do the missions that arrive before that. So, I thought we was going to need loads of our own concrete slabs that are being delivered currently, but we don't. Because we're taking the ones from here. But this is what we want to have a look at now. So the radio tower, this will give us the harbour base. So this is what we want to have a look at next. So the harbour base is here. There is a mission to fix the outside perimeter of the port. We want to hold off though until we have the harbour base up and running. The reason for that, it means we can then get a crane from just here and clear what we need to do with the crane. Rather than drive a crane all the way there, it just makes things a little bit easier, I feel. We've already delivered the vehicle that needed to be delivered, but now we've got to pick up two objects from up here and deliver them. Now, they look like they're quite small, but I don't know if we'll get them in one load. The issue we have is this bridge. One, it needs clearing. Oh, actually, we don't need to fix it. We need to hit it or pull it. There is a panel there that looks like we can pull it down and that'll fix the bridge. So we don't need concrete slabs. We just need to move it. Now, we have a vehicle here. Oh, that's our mobile base, isn't it? We need something potentially with a crane. There is also this issue with this road here. We've been using this back road to get to there where we needed to. This does need fixing. But I think, again, potentially sand and tarmac would fix that rather than the bridge. We need to wait, of course, until we've got the base up and running. Otherwise, we need to use tokens. This road actually looks okay, doesn't it, to the hot springs, to be fair. So, yeah, I think that can be filled in with... Yeah, I know the mobile base... Oh, we'll pull it down. Yeah, absolutely. But they still need a vehicle there to actually go and grab things. To go and pick those up. So we may as well send the Voron or the mule there, to be fair. Because then we can actually pick the items up as well. And we can use the crane on those to actually manoeuvre that rather than just pull it with a tow. There's also other things on the bridge I think that need moving as well. So because of that, I think we're better off with the mule or the Voron, to be fair. So we need to get one of those over there. What we don't want to do is take the vehicle we've got over here. So which one is this one? So that's the mule. So we need to leave the mule where it is. And currently our Voron is where? Voron's there as well. Because it had the stuff in it, didn't it? So we need to get over here. I think our best bet is to call the Voron back to Drystone base and drive up from there. Because that is the best way of getting there, I think. So we'll call the Voron. There is now new bridges because we now have concrete being delivered. We can make concrete bridges, but I don't think we need to. So we could use a token and call the Voron straight here. In fact, we could do that, save us a massive amount of time. That quarry's up and running. This quarry needs 4 tokens to get up and running. This quarry needs 6 tokens. That's 10. So we don't have enough tokens anyway. I'm wondering whether just to use our vehicle here and call the Voron to here. Does mean, obviously, we're using a token up. But it would save us a massive amount of time and driving. Let's do that. It still leaves us enough for one of the quarries, just not both. Although we haven't got enough anyway for both. We don't normally use tokens very often, so doing this is different to what we normally would do. But I'm trying to think maybe this will save us a bit of time. So we want the Voron, don't we? There we go, Voron, 1 token. Recall it to here. The Voron is now here. It's not, we haven't really utilised tokens very often on any of the maps, to be fair, or the mobile bases really. And on this one everything seems a bit more sparse and you don't get as much of it as everything. But I think to save ourselves a little bit of time, I think it is worth doing. Right, take a right here and then we'll be at the bridge and then we can assess what we need to do. We could have saved ourselves a token and drove all the way here, but I kind of want to make decent progress. Right, where's this? Oh, okay, I thought we was going to be able to head straight here. But it's a bit of a rocky area, I didn't realise that. Oh, we may need to tarmac this at some point, mightn't we? I think we're okay going this way as we are. But yeah, at some point we may need to clear this. Especially if it becomes a route we need to utilise. Right, this is the bridge. Oh, okay, and my plan may be wrong. No, maybe I think we can pull it. Obviously there's a few things in the way. Which we can just manoeuvre around for the minute. Maybe not. Right, we destroyed the blue ones. There's more metal stuff here. Let's see if we can pull this down. Okay, won't let us attach to it actually. Thought it may. No, can't attach. Let's see if it changes when we change toggle mode to single attachment. I may not be close enough, to be fair. You may be right, Crazy, from we may have needed a winch rather than this, to be fair. Change camera. Let's drive this a little bit closer. Because everything's so sparse. Yeah, I think you're right, to be fair. Right, we can't get in with the crane. Maybe this crane's not big enough. Close enough. Try full reach. Yeah, I can't access that. I thought we'd be able to. I think you might be right, Crazy Earth, and I think we need to use the tow. I'm assuming there's something we can grab to do it. Or can we make it across the water without using the bridge, maybe? Obviously we don't know about this side of the bridge very much. There's no other way across, is there? Obviously that's had its issues as well. I honestly thought we'd be able to just pull that down with the crane, to be honest. But I was wrong. So, let's reverse this out. And we'll bring the... It doesn't have the yellow thing, no, to be fair. What we do, we'll bring the mobile base here, see if that can winch it. If it can't, then we need to find a different way across the water, or we just need to build a bridge. One of the two. I was hoping to utilise the bridge that was already there, but it may not be possible. And maybe we do need to just build a bridge. I'm guessing we can't... Can we get across here? Just... No, there's no way we're getting across there, is there? I did wonder whether we'd get across there, to be fair. But yeah, let's go and grab this and just see if the winch attaches. If it does, brilliant. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. We then just need to organise a bridge. And then we need to say... It will mean, actually, if we have to build a bridge, unless you buy the materials, it means we've wasted a token on the boron. It does look like it, doesn't it? That's what I'm thinking. That's why I wonder if you were right the first time by using this to put it down instead. But yeah, we have wasted a token on the boron if we can't do this. Because we could have then bought the materials with us from one of our bases and we wouldn't have recalled the boron here. And I don't like wasting things, so it's going to be an interesting one to see what decision was right and what was wrong, to be fair. Right, can we pull this down with the help of a winch? Or do we need to find a different way? Because it may be, actually, there's a different way across. And you need to push it down from the other side. That's the other thing. Maybe it has to be pushed rather than pulled. But obviously we don't know that yet. Okay. And there's no winch. Hang on. No, that's the drums. Yeah, that's the drums. I don't think we can winch it. I've got a bad feeling we need to go the other side. Yeah, there's no winch point. Ah, that's annoying, isn't it? Okay. No winching it. So either there is another way across that we haven't seen yet, or we need to just build a bridge. I don't know which one. But we can't connect to it, so we can't winch it. Put this out the way a little bit. Okay, let's assess this. So, the only thing maybe is there's a way this way to get there. We don't know though. We have got a scout vehicle here. I think what we do is we try and see if we can get across with the scout vehicle. There may not be a way across, but I think we at least need to check. Because if there is, obviously, we don't need to build a bridge. And that means we can then push that down. I did not think that would be an issue. I honestly thought we could just push or pull it with a crane or the mobile base with the winch, but obviously I was slightly wrong there, I think. Thank you for liking, much appreciated. Right, let's have a look. We're a bit closer there. So this does look like it's going to be too deep. But we're going to need to check the whole bank, I think. Right, there's definitely not a way there, I don't think. Obviously, we don't want to get this drowned. For what we kind of need... There's a little bit over there that looks like it goes up. I don't know if it's navigatable via the river. I don't know. Okay. Stop there a second. Okay, we can't see it quite on the map, but there's no way across from here. From this side, anyway. We'll carry on this coastline down here and just see if there's a way across. That we can see, but if not, we just need to build a bridge then. But yeah, I thought we could just pull that down or do something with it. If we can't, why is it there? Because as I say, it looks like it should be utilised. There is potential though to get across over here, but is that... I don't know if that connects over, to be fair. Because that looks like there is a route just over there to look at. Right, let's swing this round. We need to head slightly north. Or west, I suppose it is, actually, not north. It's because the map, we move the map around all the time, so north and south gets a bit confusing, you know, looking at the top bar. Right, over here, you can see the grass growing in the water. It's generally says it's a bit shallower. How shallow is a different story, but there's potential. But does that just connect to the mainland, or is that part? That doesn't connect, I don't think. But that grass in the middle says it's shallower where that grass is, but it's how much of it is shallow. We have got a terrain scanner, but it stops whenever you're near water. Okay, this looks fairly shallow here. You can see the bottom, but that then runs out a little bit there. There's nothing to the right at this point. It gets deeper. But this is a bit of grass here, which says shallower to me. Obviously, I don't want to drown the vehicle. I can either go for it and hope that it's shallow enough, or there's a bit there, I don't know. We are getting close to drowning. Yeah, that's quite deep there. But there's grass growing there, it says maybe we can make it compared to that over there. Let's just try. That's object, that wasn't terrain, that's terrain. Ah, see look, that goes green and yellow there, so it is, you can get across from over there it seems. Let's not risk drowning the vehicle then. It looks like you can go across from the other way. The fact that the terrain scanner showed terrain there instead of water gives me hope that there's a way across. Because my thinking is if we can get across there, all we've got to do is push that bit of metal down and see if that covers the bridge. If it does, brilliant. If it doesn't, that leaves us the space to actually make a connection. Because at the minute, I think if we try and make a bridge, that bit of metal's in our way. So we can't even try that at the minute. So we need to do something with that bit of metal that's up on the bridge no matter what, really. Right, how deep does this go? Drops down there, doesn't it? It's not as shallow as you think in areas, is it? Obviously, this is probably our tallest scout vehicle due to the tyres being the way they are. So, just trying to see a way across, really. We need to get to there. I don't think of us going for it and hope for the best. Because as long as we can get out of the deep water quickly, we won't drown the vehicle. We need to do it quickly, I think. Right, I think go for it. Let's see what happens. Worst happens, we drown the vehicle. No, we're okay. Sometimes just going for it is the best option. Right, so we did see the terrain scanner did show there's a way across here. In fact, this isn't the one we first looked at. There is a different way across. Okay, so we've made it across this middle bit. We now need to head towards the bridge on the left-hand side. Obviously, we need to find a way up. Let's try up here. Looks doable. Thing is, you've got to get across here to get them items down. Pick up the 2 items to actually deliver them. So, no matter what, there must be a way across. Although, as I say, building a bridge probably solves that issue too. Go across to this. Let's just track this mission. This is the one we're looking at. So, okay. I don't think... there's no guarantee this bit connects to that bit, to be fair. Although, actually, maybe it does. I've just seen over the rocks there, maybe. It does. Okay. So, there's the other bit over there. There's a pipeline there as well. And there's the bridge just around that corner. We obviously need to get across to there. The tunnel where that comes in. I'm struggling to find... Okay, so this goes to nothing. We can't get across here. So we do need to go down here then, by the looks of things. Which is further around here. It's one of the big things I really enjoy about this game is just solving problems. You've got to figure out your best way of doing things. And there's no wrong answer as such, as long as you achieve what you need to achieve. But you can solve things your own way. Right, well, you need to get across, although this doesn't look fantastic. Come on. All we're trying to do is get to that bridge to knock down the metal. That's the aim. But I don't, can we actually make it across there? That to me looks too deep. Yeah, that does look horrifically deep. That does not look doable, does it? Although, yeah. I think that's too deep. Or can we not see the bottom? That's the question. As soon as we can't see the bottom, we know there's no way of going that way. Terrain scanner doesn't help either. I just want to go for it, but I could get it so wrong as well. There is grass here. You can just see it. I've gone for it now. We have just kind of gone for it. No, we're going to drown. Whoa, that's close to drowning. We need to get to that bit there. You can see it's safe there. I can't see the bottom here. I can see it to a degree, actually. Right, I think we just need to go for it. The problem is we've got no speed because of the mud. But we need to be out of the deep water really quickly. Otherwise we'll drown the vehicle. Oh, we might be alright. Engine flooded. We're done for. Maybe not. We're nearly done there. It nearly stopped us, but we made it. Right, we made it across. It did say engine flooded, and we just avoided it because we carried on moving forward. Okay. So there's the pipeline there. There's our bridge. Obviously, we need to get around that pipeline somehow. How do we get over the pipeline? That's the other. That's our new issue, is pipeline. There's no gaps I can see in it. Launch. Go up here and launch off, maybe. I think that we've got to get to here. That's what we're trying to do, is get to here to move that, so we can either make a bridge or use it. But we've got to get across. We're too tall to go underneath it. Doesn't seem to be any holes in it that we can see. How are we getting over it? Other than launching ourselves off the rocks. I don't know if maybe we can use this rock to get over here. I don't know if we will. Or maybe this will give us the boost needed. Obviously we don't want to get ourselves stuck after getting all the way here. Oh, no. I did get ourselves up a little bit there. The thing is though, if the wheels aren't on the floor once they're over, we won't get the momentum to keep the back wheels over, we'll just be stuck there. How are we going to do this? Other than launching it, trying to launch it over. Follow it down to the tunnel. Yeah, I was thinking that. It does look like it is goes all the way though. We just need some sort of gap. Like a broken piece of pipe would be handy, because we could pull that out of the winch. In fact, I don't know if it'll come under infrastructure yet. Spring, I don't know what this place is called. If there's a broken piece of pipe somewhere, we could put it out with the winch, and that will give us the gap to get in. Well, actually, there might be potential over here. Or not. No, we're not getting under that, are we? Okay, we're not going up there, are we? That's the thing. I don't know if there's a way over this. And it does mean this has been a wasted journey if we can't get over. My thinking was maybe there was pipes that need replacing. That's in fact, no, actually, come out of that. I don't want to use the infrastructure as such. What we want to do is go to broken pipes. So will this show up? It should show up any red pipes in theory. Although I'm not seeing any. I'm so hoping for one red pipe because it means we can put it out. It's not going to happen though, is it? I don't think we're getting across. I can't see a way over that. We're definitely not going over up here. And over, can we? Can we? No, even that. I don't think even that will get us across, will it? Just thinking that maybe go over the top, but no, there's no way of doing that. There's some metal beams in there, though. We need metal beams. There are some in there. We've got all this way to then get stuck again. Our only real option, I think, is to make a manual and bridge ourselves. But then where does it connect to be fair? Because we don't really know how anything else connects. So even to make ourselves a bridge, where would it actually connect? You know, we could try a cut from here to here, but it means every time we use the bridge, we're navigating these rocks, aren't we? That's the thing. And we can't make one here while that bit of metal's there. I don't think we can. Let's have a look to see if we can. If it allows us to build a bridge with stuff there, then brilliant. Got a feeling it won't. It will. How does that work? So in theory, we can just put 2 concrete slabs in there and build a bridge. I don't know if it'll bug out though, because obviously that bit of metal is going to be in the way. So according to that, we can now build a bridge there. But what happens to that bit of metal? That's the big question. Well, okay, let's go and do it. The thing is, we need concrete slabs. I reckon we go and buy concrete slabs from the shop that's nearby, just because it makes a bit more sense because of where it is. I am curious though to whether this will work or not. So shop is here. Is it up and running though? Yes. So we can buy and sell resources here. We need 2 concrete slabs. Although before we do that, let's just double check there isn't any laying around. So you can sometimes find concrete slabs already made that you can just use. Same as we've just seen metal beams are the same, as we've just seen some anyway. There's lots of things to sell here. That's yellow, that's not... So we're looking for anything grey, essentially. It's grey, it's concrete. Well, that's what I'm thinking, it won't get us through, but it's allowing us to build a bridge. Which means we can then just knock it the other way. There we go. There's 2 concrete slabs there that we can use. So we don't need to buy them, we just need to get to that train, which is just through here. Right, let's jump in the Vaughan. If we're using 2 slabs that are just laying around, we're not really losing out here if this doesn't work. But I don't know what the bridge is going to do to that metal bit. It may be it gets stuck inside it, and then I don't know what we do. Other than we have to then build a bridge elsewhere. that's a good point, actually. If the metal gets stuck inside the bridge, then what? Hadn't thought of that. Yeah, why are we going the long way around? We can just go there. Obviously, we don't know this area that much. We haven't really been here, so didn't know which way to go there. But actually, we can cut through here to the train. We'll just see a train that's got concrete slabs inside. So we're just going to go and grab those and use those. But now I'm thinking about it. If that bit of metal gets stuck, are we going to then be in a bit of trouble? Can actually get to these concrete slabs. They're there. I can't use that crane, can I? No. These cranes obviously don't work. I think I need to go this side to get as close as we can. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If it gets stuck inside the concrete after we make the bridge, then what? Other than we're just then got to make a bridge elsewhere and make it work. There is always that risk, I suppose, to be fair. Right, concrete slabs we saw me doing this carriage here. Hopefully we can get close enough. There they are, you see them both in there. That's what we're using. Oh, there's 3 actually here. We only need 2, but there is actually 3 here. And in fact, there might be 4 or 5. I think it's 5. Oh, they're 3. That's not a bad thing. That's why it's always worth looking around in case there is items you can use that are just already here. I was going to go and buy our first items in the shop, to be fair, but we don't need to. Okay. Yeah, there is a risk here. We mess this up severely with that bit of metal. That is the risk, I suppose. Right, 1 in, 1 to go. And we need to remember there's 3 more concrete slabs here if we need them. Come on. Come on, there we go. Yeah, there is 3 more in there, so we can utilise those at some point, sure. On other maps as well, we've found bits like this laying around. We haven't always used them all, because we've not needed them all, to be fair. You can sometimes find them though. It does save you a bit of time making things yourself as well. Right, there we go. Right, we've got to make a decision. We've got to drive back to the bridge we've just put down, and on the way there decide, is this a good idea or a bad idea? My concern obviously is that bit of metal. I was hoping a scout vehicle would get across and it wouldn't be a problem, but obviously it didn't, and it now is. What I might do quickly is cancel the bridge. I wonder if I can... Don't know. Just a thought. What about if we cancel the bridge just so he doesn't use the slabs up, and we put one of the slabs on the crane and try and use the slab to knock the metal over? I don't know how far the reach would go. We're going the wrong way. But I wonder if we can knock it that way using the concrete slab as an extension. I'm worried that if we make the bridge as it is currently, we will end up trapping a bit of metal inside the concrete and it will never move. That's my concern. But I wonder if we hit it with something else, maybe it's enough. Unless we hit it at the top, it may be enough to move it. I can't see another way of getting to it. Because obviously yes, we can build that bit there, but if that gets stuck inside, the route's blocked no matter what, and then we're not getting around it. And any bridge we want to make here isn't going to really work very well because of the actual connection point. Unless we did it exactly next to it, but even then it would have edges. But I can't see... Although actually, we could build a bridge across here. But still, it's still the same issue. A vehicle becoming gymnastic bounce around. Oh wow! Well, didn't we have that with a vehicle, didn't we? Where it nearly landed in a tree. Right, what am I going to do? I think cancel the bridge and see if we can knock this down. I'm a bit worried that obviously we're going to force the metal to be inside. If this doesn't work, we'll just try the bridge and hope it doesn't get stuck. Otherwise, we have to build one further away. But yeah, my thinking is maybe we can use the concrete slab as an extension, essentially. Change attach mode to that. Just it. There we go. Right. This may work, this may not work, I don't really know. But I think we're going to try something. Why is that struggling with that? Struggling to hold up. All we need it to do is reach enough to hit it and see what happens. Although I don't think I'm close enough. No, I can't hit it. No. So hoping I can just knock it. But yeah, we can't. Can't do it. Well, there goes that plan. I was so hoping I could just hit it with that, but even then, would it have moved? It's I really think that should be used, but we can't do anything with it. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Yeah. The only other thing maybe is if we got one point of contact to pick it up, but I don't know where that point of contact would be. Let's just put this down a second. Let's change our connection to 1. I'm just thinking, can we swing it more? We need to be a bit more forward. That's the problem. What about if I place the slab down in front of us and we can drive on it. Right, just had a thought. We go back a little bit. I'm thinking put one of the concrete slabs down on the bit in front of us so we can drive on it. It doesn't need to be much. That may give us the reach we need here. I know this is a bit of a faff, but I'm just unsure of how else we can do this. But let's get this over here. I think we should be able to drive on it, and that may give us the bit of reach we need. If we get this down correctly. We've never had to do anything like this so far until now. Right, you can see with the swing it will make it. Because that little bit of extra reach will make all the difference, I think. Is that in place? Yes it is. Okay, will it stay? It will stay. Can we drive on it is now the question, isn't it? Okay, nice and slowly, I think. If we lose the slab, we lose the slab. Stop, 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 stop! Oh, how close was that? Right. Anchors. Would we be close enough now to hit this with the slab? Maybe. I think we might be just close enough. I'm going to pick up the other slab. Give me the other slab, come on. I had it there. Right, if we can swing this into it now, hopefully it's enough. Right, we're hitting it, but it's not moving. Yeah, it's not budging. Oh, there he is, coming down. Hang on. It's coming down. I'm going to lose the concrete slab, I think, though. That's underneath us. We've hit it. It is now falling on us. But obviously, we've got a concrete slab on board, and there's one down on the bottom there. So we may lose that one, but we may have done it. Do I just put the slab down there as well? Maybe. Okay, it is. I think it is going to fall towards us. There you go, you see it moving. Yeah, that's what I didn't want to happen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. We've done what we intended to do. We've got it down. No, don't tip over. Anchors. It's because this is stuck underneath it. I need to... Oh, I'm about to lose. Yeah, that's what I didn't want to do. Ah. Although to be fair, I think we can probably tow it to do what I need to do. Engine's gone off. Yeah, I can't fold it. Okay, I can quickly grab this and put it back round. That's not the end of the world. What I've had to do is put the slab off to allow it to actually drop down. It's because I was trying to manoeuvre the slab while also trying to make sure we didn't do what we've just done. But I think I can swing the back end round using this. There we go. Well, the bridge is there. I think we do need to try and grab that concrete slab if we can. It won't let me now. I need a single point of contact, don't I? There we go. Come on. And obviously we've lost the second slab. But it's there. And it worked in a way. It wasn't amazing, but it has worked in a way. Well, what we need to do is we actually don't need this concrete slab anymore. And because we don't know what size of stuff we're picking up, we need to put this somewhere ready for us to use another time. Because at the minute, we don't actually need it. So... do you know what I might do? I might just carry it with us and we'll just unload it where we pick up the other things. It doesn't really matter where it goes at the end of the day. But I don't want to just dump it on the bridge either. Although we could put it on the... actually, got an idea. Got an idea. Right, get that nice and tight so it's actually manoeuvrable. Bring it across a little bit. Anchors up. Nice and slowly reverse. And think I'm going to stick it over these bits here. We can't actually move these bits on this right hand side here, the grey things. They're steel beams, I would guess. what I wanted to do. But we can't actually move them out of the way off the bridge. They are there. So because of that, what I'm thinking is just to put this so it's kind of balanced to the side of them. So if we need it in the future, we can pick it up. But it's also not in the way because we can't move them anyway. So if we go down here, I would normally just do this in storage, but storage is a little way away now. Okay, we're good to go. So let's see how this bridge goes. Obviously, ideally we need to move all this rubbish off the bridge. Whoa. Yeah, lots of rubbish on the bridge. Some of it will smash when we drive over, but we're now over the other side. So what we need to do is we need to head, well, somewhere up here. The items we need are over there. We just need to find the right route to go there. There are trees over this side, so if we need trees, more wood, then that's something we can utilise here as well. Whereas over the main bit, there's no trees really, which is why we had to get logs delivered in. Potentially there are trees we can cut down here. Right, let's see how this goes. We still don't know what we're picking up, we just know it's two objects. They look rectangular, they could be anything, and I'm hoping to get them all in one. But we may have to make two journeys depending on what size they are and things like that. But at least the bridge is down. I was really thinking that we'd messed up there, and we weren't going to get it down. Okay, there is something over here as well, some sort of facility down there. Although it looks abandoned, to be fair. And we're heading up. The road isn't too bad here, as long as we don't need to do a convoy. Because if we have to do a convoy on that bridge, that may be problematic. It's because of all the other debris on there. Thank you for the like, was much appreciated. But yeah, that wasn't the best way of getting it down, but it worked in the end. I'm kind of glad we didn't make the bridge over the top now. As I say, I was concerned that obviously we'd have issues. Right, what do we got? The fence can go. Ah, I know what it is. We're picking up them, aren't we? No, they're not. Oh, I was panicking then, thinking they're the object. They're not. The object is round here. Okay, so we have taken these things before, haven't we? Or something similar. There's the big one at the back, plus this small one there. I think we can take them both at once, potentially. We want the big one first, ideally. This crane only just manages, really, to move this one. Am I getting caught in the metal though? Am I? There we go. I'm thinking put this on long ways, like that, this way, and have the other one on the back. I don't really want to do two journeys if we can avoid it. The risk to this is obviously there's a chance we make ourselves fall over. But I don't. This is so we don't do two journeys, essentially. Okay, let's undo that. Will it strap? Yes. Okay. The smaller one may fit in without having to go the same way. Need it to go. We're going to go up. The problem we have is the crane is catching on the one that's already there. I did consider putting, yeah, the crane's catching. I did consider just putting this on top of the other one. I think we've got it. Come on, crane. Because we put the other one so close to us, the crane catches on it. It's definitely not the way to transport goods, is it? Okay. No, wrong one. Right, we're strapped down. This will not be fun. And maybe saving ourselves doing this twice may not be worth it. We shall see. We have done this previously and got to where we needed to get to. It is not a simple journey though. But if anything, it's just about taking your time. Okay. The other thing is with the camera, difficult to see where you're going. If we take the time, it should, fingers crossed, make it one. Bridge is my concern, because obviously bridge is all over the place in terms of debris on it and stuff, but we'll know that when we get to it. And if we get in trouble, we may be able to pull ourselves over with the rescue vehicle, or the mobile base I should say, but we may not be able to because of how heavy everything is. I'm glad this is the Voron though. The Voron can carry more weight than the mule, so that is something at least. And then we've got the Stony Pass we've got to pass through as well. Again, another point where we could potentially tip over. All to save a bit of time. But this will then get the base up and running at least. No, 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 no. There we go. We saved ourselves. Oh, not saved ourselves enough though. Come on, anchors. Come on. Come on. There we go. That was close. It just shows how far we are off losing this every time we make a turn. And maybe it would have been a fast if we'd done this in 2 journeys, to be fair, rather than run the risk of tipping over. Maybe. Or put the small one on top of the big one, maybe. But inside the bed, maybe that would have been a better idea. Oh! Can't see my crane. Wrong button. Huh. That was nearly bad. Wanted anchors. There we go. That's what I wanted. Maybe doing this way probably isn't saving us any time now. Ground's too far away to do anything there. Okay. What I want to do then, if that's the case, put the crane on the left hand side so the weight of the crane is at least on the other side. Help balance us out. And then we need to drive forward with these on board. Come on, diff lock on. I need anchors off, but I need to be driving at the same time. No, not diff lock off. Right. Anchors. No, no, no. There we go. Right, now crane. No. Crane in. May have been quicker to do this in 2 journeys. Maybe it would have been. For the hassle we have, it may have been a lot easier to do 2 journeys, to be fair. There we go. I think it's the fact we did this successfully previously kind of made me think, it's doable. It won't be that bad. How wrong I was. Okay. Stop there a second. We need to move, obviously, the other vehicle out of the way. And then we've just got the rocky pass to get through, and then we're nearly there. And that will give us a new base as well. This can still all go very wrong yet. Alright, let's get past these rocks. The problem is, like I say, visibility isn't the best. So I can't see the rocks that much ahead of time. Come on. We don't normally risk things like this that often. We have done it, like I say, one time before this. Normally, we go for the safe route. Okay, so we now need to go down to here, take a right, come around on up here, and then deliver here. Whether we need to drive in or unload, I'm not sure. Probably drive in. We shall see. So we'll follow this down. In theory, we should be safe from here on in, and as long as we don't try and take the corners too quick, we should be safe. I say that slightly hesitantly. Okay. So we got there's a little hill here that goes up and round. We've got to be careful not to go off the edge, obviously. Try and stay in the middle. Lack of visibility is not fun. Is that any... I don't know if this is any better, to be fair. If we tip over, I'm not saving it from in this view, though. That's the downside, I suppose. It's a little bit easier to see. I say a little. Well, the problem with this is inside you've got less visibility, I think, in some ways, but also concept of speed isn't there. Right, we're here though. We may not have to unload. We may just be able to drive in. There we go, mission complete. That was not easy, but we did it.
Well done figuring out those radio problems. I think I'm just about towered out, if that's a thing. Probably not. I'm also scared of heights. Anywho, I hope we don't hear about any more towers for a while now.
Okay. Job done. We now have a new base. The harbour base is now up and running. Look at all the blue. Look at all everything that can be recycled here. There's loads. Or sold, effectively, as well. There's no actual place to sell here. To actually recycle, it can just all be sold. There's a lot of it. But it worked. I don't know how it worked, but it did. We made it across. We got what we needed. The base is now up and running. So if we now go to objectives, we've got the archaeological sites as a side mission. We'll look at that in a minute. First, I think we need to build a flood wall to protect the shore along the machine yard. Now, the reason we wanted this base up running first is we need a big crane. These smaller cranes here, we don't know how well they're going to grab stuff. So I think a big crane will probably be our best bet. We need to pick up what we need from here. That crane isn't working by the looks of things. Which the Voron can do. So this needs to go and pick up these here. And we need to take them to these two places. Now, we've got two over here. I say that. Why? Oh, there's two there to be picked up. That crane isn't working though. So again, we're going to need to get over there. Wow, I don't really want to use that though. Oh, we can drive around. It's okay. So there's 3 here and 2 here. Well, there's 3 need dropping off here, 2 over there. So we might as well try and do the 2 first from here, and then we'll do the other 3 after. So what we'll do is we'll use the Voron that's there. We'll go and pick these 2 up, drive to there if we can. I think it's blocked off, but we'll get close to it at least, and then we'll pull it. We'll go and get the big crane. I think we need to move these out the way to actually access this, to be fair. So we'll go and pick up what we need first and foremost though, and then we'll pull a big crane out and move that stuff, create a route. We've had this mission a little while, which is why I think we need to do it first, and then it's the archaeological sites after that, and then from there it's... Can I get through this way? If we go over there we can get over, or it's that route down. I need to just go down here. Yeah, archaeological afterwards, and then from there I don't know, to be fair. I think then it's the new stuff that's appeared as well, and we'll see where we are from there. How are we doing time? Still got plenty of time, an hour and a half left, and plenty of time potentially to get the second part of this mission, of this story done. In theory. Just depends how long these things take. Obviously a scout vehicle is going to be needed for doing the archaeological sites, it looks like. Right. These are there. I don't even know if this crane is big enough to pick them up. It may not be, and if that's the case, we'll have to get a big crane over here first to actually put them on the bed of this. They're up there, I don't know. I don't think this will be tall enough, in all honesty. Oh, maybe it is. Okay. That surprises me. Have we only got 1 attachment point? No, 2. Okay, they only attach by 1 point, it seems. Or 2 points. I have got anchors down. These things are big and heavy. But they only attach from the top. It's because of the way they're going to be stationed in. Okay, we don't need to be fantastically loaded, because we're going to be moving them fairly quickly. I don't think we can pick them up by all 4 points. No, that's the container we're trying to pick up there. It is just the top, essentially. We can't actually get us to move any further. So all I'm trying to do is get it onto the back to some degree, and then we can take it with us. It doesn't need to be perfect, but because you can only pick it up from the front part, I can't do anything. Yeah, we need a bigger crane. I can't maneuver it enough to do anything. You dragged them to crater. Yeah, I don't blame you, to be fair. I think you had the right idea, to be fair. Good morning, Mark. How are you? Yeah, we've got no chance of using that crane to do that. So, I don't even think the mule's the right vehicle. Or the Voron, sorry, either. I think we need to use the longer one. So if we pull out... Looking at how that's reacting to them... Don't need the shop. If we pull out our Alcez C400, I think they'll lay in the back of that. So we use the Alcez. Where's the bit that goes down here? To our right, isn't it? Yeah. I think they'll lay in the back of this a lot better. So we'll get this over there, then we'll grab a big crane out of the garage and do that. I'm not too bad, thank you. Not too bad at all. But yeah, I think the Vaughan's too small, too weak. Whereas this will be a little... Obviously, it doesn't have a crane. But we're using a big crane anyway. So the lack of crane in that respect doesn't matter. Because we've got to use a big crane, so... Let's just leave it here for a minute. If we go and pull the big crane out of the garage and bring that round as well. We have a choice of crane. I don't know whether that's going to be strong enough to do it. I kind of want to use some of the newer ones that we've got, rather than just keep using the same ones. So whether it's strong enough to do what we need. And tall enough. It should be, shouldn't it? 35 ton lift weight. Boom length. Oh, we have got the tank as well, haven't we? Vostok. It's only 10 ton. Do you know what? Instead of being silly, let's just use the big one. They've got the two big cranes are currently out. So what we'll do, we'll use the rusty version of the big crane. Just because I can't remember where they are. And rather than bring them back unnecessarily, when they're better off where they are, we'll just use the rusty version. Doesn't really matter too much. The rusty version still does what it needs to do. It's just a little bit slower more than anything else. It still has the same reach, same weight. It's just a little bit slower. But I really want to use the new cranes, but I don't think they're right for this. The one with the grabber may have been, but I think because there are cranes right by where these are going to. But of course, is that going to be the right thing to use? Because the way it picks things up, they're going to end up grabbing it. So I'm not sure if the grabbers are going to be the right things to use. That's why I didn't want to use a grabber crane just in case. Right, my thinking is, if we go behind here, we've already got anchors down. What we want to do is pick up the front edge of this, because you can only pick it up from the front bit anyway, on the top. And then we need to bring it round. Okay, we got a slight issue. I can't spin. The train is in my way, so we'll have to spin this way instead. Don't hit the vehicle, don't hit the vehicle, okay. Too close to a train, couldn't spin it around, but there we go. Right, what I'm thinking is, we should be able to lay the bottom bit, the bit we can't connect to, at the front of the vehicle. Just spin this round. If we lay that and then just lower it down that way, and that should go inside. It's my thinking. Whether this works, I don't know. But it's, I think, hang on, not quite in the right place. Is it wider than the vehicle? I think it is, but that's not the end of the world. The idea now is to get it to lay flat. That's what you've got to watch out for, is it turning. I don't mind if it doesn't sit exactly inside, but we need it to be fairly level. Although I don't think where we're going is that big a deal, to be fair. I think it won't matter too much. We're not going far. So more the laying it down bit we've got to get right. If this is going to work. Oh, no, saw back. It's always the way, isn't it? Age catches up with us all. Right, that's down. And then we lower this. Ah, we're caught. Look at that. One little bit in the way. We're there otherwise. That's annoying, isn't it? Hang on. Let's detach. I don't know how well this is going to work. Anchors. Move forward. I'm thinking drive forward with the other vehicle, and that will then drop into the back. There we go. It's in. One done. Okay. We might as well take two at once. It makes the most sense. Let's jump into the Vor. We need to move this out of the way. Ideally. We'll get it through that gap over there. Right, that can sit there for a minute. Right, the crane we need to move more forward. Just got to pick the one up that's up there still. Am I stuck on the rail yet? Okay, that should be fine there. There we go, anchors out. We need to bring the other vehicle forward as well. As I say, I don't think it matters too much how these sit. As long as they're on there, I think we're good to go. So we just grabbed the second one and put it on the back as well. We might not be able to strap it, I'm not sure. But we're not exactly taking it far either. And then we need to take the big crane over to make a route anyway. There's some old pipes blocking the way, and they're big pipes as well. You want to just use the Vostok ETV, which one's that one? Let's have a look. Oh, you would have used that. The only downside of that, it only lifts 10 ton. What did you do? Drag them all the way as well? It's because it only lifts 10 ton. I just don't think it's going to struggle a little bit with the weight. But also, we need to move all of these out the way to actually get to where they need to go. So I thought it just made more sense to use a big crane to do it all because it can carry more. It's because of your weak. It's OP, is it? Oh, okay. We have used it, but not very much, to be fair. We haven't had it very long. But because it only lifts 10 ton, I just didn't think it'd be able to handle these. It also hasn't got much of a reach compared to these cranes. But yeah, you probably feel like Crazy Irishman because you're weak, to be fair. You know, mentally, you've got a lot going on. That's the thing. Right, we'll get this lined up, and then we'll drive the big crane over to clear a path, and then this will be the first bit's done, hopefully. Right, come back towards us. So make sure we get this right. Okay. Oh, I thought it was there then. Slightly off. Okay, let the swing come round. Okay, let the swing come round a bit too much. Right. It's going the wrong way, isn't it? I want to fold it this way if we can. There we go. Oh, okay, it's a little bit crooked, but it's on there. I don't know if we'll be able to strap. It will strap. Wow, okay. Wasn't expecting that to strap it down. Right, let's reverse this out of the way. We obviously need to get the big crane there first. In fact, yeah, we need to move we'll use the big crane. It's already out and about, isn't it? Yeah, we have, like I say, we've used the tank, but it's because of what it can carry. I just find it's not as effective because what it can carry isn't that much. Trying to get the right camera on. Right, reverse this out as well. We'll go and create a path. At least that's 2 done, and then we've got 3 to pick up from the middle as well afterwards. Once we've done these first ones. Yeah, I'm trying to think, when we used it on Sojourn, the tank, because that's when we first got it. And I found it struggled to lift some of the pipes and things, to be fair. How long ago did you play, Mark? Because there has been updates since then that have changed some of the vehicles. But yeah, I just found it struggled to lift certain weights when we used it previously. Like the big pipes, it really struggled to lift up compared to these. But we need to go round up through the base, back over this way and down there. But yeah, I don't know if the values have changed on the vehicle since with the updates. But I just found it, the big pipes that we've got to move now, we just struggled with. Right, let's head round to the left here. Use it for them big wood panels. Oh, okay. You drag them there. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so it may have had its stats changed in the recent updates. To be fair, as I say, we used it on Sojourn to move the big pipes in the port and struggled a little bit with them. We've done, yeah, we've 100% every map bar this final map on the base game, and then we start the DLC. Yeah, this is the final base game map, as you know. Can't even bother with it. Oh, really? Did you just get burnt out, or did you not enjoy it? Right, these are the pipes we need to move to make a route for ourselves. So let's move these out of the way first and foremost. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, but are you burnt out from it, or did you not enjoy it? Okay, one there. They don't need to go a million miles away, they just need to, so you can actually get a route through more than anything else. There we go. I did have a feeling it might move, but that's okay. The one on the far left will move as well. And then we don't really need to move the others, to be fair. There we go. Yeah, I just find this picks everything up so easily. Even the rusty version still does what it needs to do. Okay. So we should be able to just drive past now. Change camera again. Who's not been in the mood. No, fair enough. So we could use the crane that's there, the big one there with the grabber. I'm not a massive fan of using grabbers though, to be fair. Right, we need to move the car out of the way that's there as well. Make sure it's clear. And then we'll drive the other vehicle round. Oh, there's more than just the car there, there's also debris. And then we'll drive the other vehicle round and then we'll put these in place. What's over here? And then we're going to go and get the other 3 panels. Could have probably used a grabber, to be fair, to clear this, but crane's here anyway. I'll just use the crane. There we go. Right, we need to go and grab the other vehicle and bring them panels around here and get those in position, and then we're going to go and pick up panels from there for the other ones. I'm glad we actually waited to get the base up and running to do this. It makes life a lot easier, as we can call in vehicles already here. I haven't seen the convoy say completed in a while. I'm assuming it's still doing its... Yeah, it's still going. 52 more slabs reduced it. There's still lots more slabs to get. I'll pretty much do before this come open. Yeah, I think having a break sometimes though from games isn't a bad thing, is it? That's the thing. That's why I like doing 2 different games live. You know, we have one 3 times and one 2, because that way you're breaking things up a bit more. Sometimes you can get just burnt out doing the same thing over and over again, can't you? That's the thing. I'm glad we changed the vehicle from the Vor onto this though, to be fair. My only concern is getting the other slabs. I don't know how we're going to get those out of where they are, but we'll figure that out in a minute. I'm impressed he's actually managed to shut this down, to be fair. Right, we're here. We'll get these unstrapped and in position. I just said that I hadn't heard it say completed. It's just completed. You rushed the game and Borderlands OLED. Oh, okay. Maybe. Why did you rush them though? Did you just feel you needed to? Right, we want the top one really first, ideally. Give me the option of the top one. There we go. Right, first one. Let's get this in position. I was there actually. I'd like to get lined up ourselves a little bit first before we just say, yeah, do it because it's green. One's in. Second one to go. Hard as we can go. Get it round, nice and simple, and then that second one will be done as well. Once we're not dragging on the crane anymore. There we go. First two in position. So crane can now be folded and anchors changed. So we need to pick up 3 more of these, and they're here. Now I'm not 100% sure how we get to them. The crane itself in here would be better if that was up and running, but unfortunately it's not. Potentially we can use the big crane here to maybe get them out, I think. I don't want to have to move all this rubble just to get to them that way, to be fair. Don't know if that doorway there comes down, maybe. We'll drive the crane round and have a look and see what we can do, and then we've got to work out how we get to the other bit. I don't think there's anything in the way, but we'll have a look once we're there. We'll do what we just did though, we'll load all 3 on the back of the Alsace and go from there. I think the crane will be tall enough to pick them up from where they are. It's getting them out that's a concern. Because obviously, if we don't get them high enough, they won't clear the wall. That's my thinking. You can see them there. I think we can pick them up, it's just whether we can get them out. Although there is a lower bit here, obviously. Right, let's bring the other vehicle round as well. I handle 2 okay, let's see if we can handle 3. I think we'll do reverse down as well, so it's a little bit easier to lay them down in there. A bit more backwards. There we go. Right, let's see if we can pick these up, shall we? So it may not actually be close. Ah, I can get that one there. I don't think we're close enough for the others. Yeah, it won't let us pick the others up. Okay, so we're not close enough to pick the others. We have got a bit of room to go forward, so let's just drive a little bit forward now. Try to That there. Okay, we can now pick them all up. I just wanted to make sure we could pick them up, that's the thing. Right, the main thing is getting them out of here. And over the walls. There are some concrete slabs you can just see them up there on the shelf. So at some point we can pick those up to utilise. I think the walls of this do fall down as well. You can see there's tiny little blue supports. I've got a feeling you can knock them down if you wanted to get inside. Right, I'm going to try and use this wall here, I think, to lift this up. There we go. I was a little bit concerned about getting this out, but actually that wasn't too bad, in all honesty. Probably should bring this a bit more forward now, but if we change the vehicle now, we'll drop this. Although I may not have a choice actually, because of the way this is going to go down otherwise. Yeah, I think we might need to put it on the floor quickly, because we need to move the other vehicle back. Okay. Because we moved the crane forward, obviously we hadn't allowed for that when we did this one. Right, it's there now. Let's try that again, shall we? Oh, that is as high as the crane goes, to be fair. Now we can get this loaded to the 3 and then find our way there. And then after this we've got the archaeologist sites to find. That is our next port of call after this one. Okay. Probably more tentative than I need to be, but okay, need that to come towards us. There we go. 1 on board. 2 to go. Bring this round. Feels like everything's so far away when you were looking at a different angle. Right, I want the other one first. There we go. Now the first one's in, we don't necessarily have to be as tentative as we just were, to be fair. Bring this around. I think so far today we've made decent progress. Getting this pace up and running was definitely a good thing. So we are making decent progress. I think we started the day 26%. So we've still got quite a bit more to go, but we are getting there. Right, down it goes. Obviously we want it to fall back on us. Make sure get in the best position. Let swing come round. There we go. And it's there. Right, I'm hoping this can still drive in 3. Obviously 3 is a decent amount of weight. But there is a chance it will struggle to drive, but we don't have far to go. So it should hopefully be okay. Right, let's get the crane round, pick the last one up. And then we can get these two where they need to go. There we go. Is there a toy truck, is there? Yeah, we found 1 or 2 of those. We've not really actively searched for them, to be fair. I know you can sell them for a decent amount of money. And there's 3 on every map, is it? I think it's 3 on every map. We have found 1 or 2 and put them in, basically next to the garage every time. It's also we've actively looked for, to be fair. Now we'll just get this up. Yeah, I think there's 3 per map though. I've been told. We have found 1 or 2. I've not found any of the special barrels yet though. There's Warhammer themed barrels, isn't there, on every map? I've not seen any of those, to be fair. Which is surprising considering we've 100% of everything. Okay, it brings back towards us. Let's lower this down. Okay. Really swap vehicle and strap that down. I'm hoping this can carry this. It does strap. They're a little bit off to the side, but it should be okay. Right, crane and anchors. Right, we need to get round to down here. So how do we get there is the question. I think, do we have to come through... Then we come through the train yard by the looks of things. Yeah, then we're going to come through the train yard, or we come down here. There's less debris in the way if we come this way. We go back up to here, round, through the shop. Yeah, I think we go this way. There's less debris to clear, because this has got debris everywhere that we'd have to manoeuvre out the way. So let's go that way instead. Probably need to move the other vehicle first, to be fair. To be fair, it moves absolutely fine, so the weight isn't a big deal, luckily. I think the L-Stairs is a brilliant cargo truck. If it had a crane, like the Mule and the Voron, it would be so much better. But it can do the job when you've got a crane on site anyway. Right, so round, up and round, and that should get us close to where we are. And then we'll bring the vehicle afterwards. Get these 3 done, and that's another mission complete. So we're heading up here. If you ever needed to scrap metal or to sell loads of stuff to make loads of money, there's enough metal around to do so. I know the yellow stuff are the ones you sell, and there's no other use for them. But yeah, there's loads of tyres as well. I don't think we've sold anything so far during the whole game. I know we haven't brought anything. Pretty sure we haven't sold anything. I'm assuming you can sell other stuff. It doesn't have to just be the yellow stuff. Obviously the yellow stuff has no other use. But I'm assuming you can sell other metal and stuff as well. But it does also have another use, that's the thing. Well, we may have to be a bit careful bringing the L-Stairs around here, because this is a bit tricky to navigate, to be fair. Right, we've got a few bits of debris we need to get out of the hole first, by the looks of things. Cars, there's metal in the way, so a few things to manoeuvre out of the way first. Could have probably used a grabber, to be fair, to pick some of this up, but the crane's already here, there's no point changing to something else when we're already in the crane. And then the other car actually isn't in the way, but yeah, it can stay there, it's not in the way, is it? Right, jump in the truck, bring the panels over, and then that is job done. Turn around over here. A little bit too careful turning. Obviously, there's a lot of weight on the back. Is it not all maps have barrels? I thought they all had them. In community front the barrel sunk from to a three bar. Oh, okay. See, I was told it was three toys and 2 barrels per map, but that was only what someone had said. As I say, I've not actively looked, and we won't until we finish the whole game, to be fair. Things like that. But yeah, the barrels I've not seen a single one. Some of the toys we have found, just via naturally coming across them, to be fair. Yeah, it is a mix of the match, isn't it? So yeah, it's not all one set way, which I think is good at least. It's sometimes frustrating when you've got the same amount of everything on every map you're on. Better to have a difference. More slabs are still going in. Right, once we come through here, a little muddy section is the bit we've got to be careful of. We can see with the crane, it's not the best surface. So I'm worried about the weight, it's more tipping that I'm worried about more than anything else. Don't need to buy us on anything. But yeah, at some point we probably should buy and sell something. So we've actually done it at least once. There's enough tyres here to sell, to be fair. Oh, okay, 7 toys between the 2. Ah, interesting. Yeah, what do you do with the toys you found? Do you sell them? Do you keep them? I know they sell for a decent amount of money. Right, let's get this round. That will do. That's in the right position. Right, unstrap first. Let's get these panels in place. And then mission complete. And then we've got a bit of searching with the scout vehicles to do next. Right, first panel in the air. Go to the far side of the first one. There we go, first panel in. Rain is coming down once again. I've wrong one. I'm connected to the bottom one there. We want the top one, not the bottom one. There we go, that's better. Get all the toys bars ready. Oh, okay. How did you find them all? Or did you just come across them naturally? Or did you follow a guide? I know we've not actively been looking for them, but I think the amount of exploring we've done on all the maps, surprised we haven't found them more, to be fair. But there's some are quite obvious and others I've seen that aren't as obvious, that's the thing. Yeah, we always like to play as naturally as possible so we don't look at guides or things. So if we find them, if we come across them, we come across them. As I say, I've not seen a single barrel. Some annoyed me after saying 2 hours looking to see. Ah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, barrels I'm surprised we've not seen, considering that we're exploring things. Right, last panel. That is mission complete.
What do you say about some more work in the machine yard? Please don't tell me you were hoping to be done here after fixing that flood wall. Oh, you were? Well, sorry about that. But we're going to need that yard to fix this entire region. With that in mind, better stock it up with spare parts and make sure it has a viable supply route. This will be a common theme from now on. Convoys can't just go anywhere on this terrain.
We might be building new roads by the sounds of it. Yeah, I think we might be building some more roads. So let's have a look what it's added mission-wise. So it's still the same mission as well. So the mission itself has moved on from what we just did with the panels. And we haven't selected a new mission, but it's still the same mission. We will do this before we do anything else. So we need to supply the machine yard with spare parts. So that includes us driving a vehicle from over here, which is over at the steel pipe facility. We need to drive that to the harbour base yard over here. And then we need to build a road. We're going to do a route from the logistics terminal over here to the machine yard. Oh. It also, I think there's a road to build there. Okay. So we need to find a way of linking this to this. Now, obviously this road here is fine. That works absolutely fine here. We do need to fill in these two bits here, which I think we can fill in with sand. Rather than putting a bridge there, do we do bridges instead? We could do two bridges, to be fair. We've got plenty of slabs, haven't we? I don't mind this, to be fair. But yeah, it looks, we have got enough slabs. I wonder if we build two small bridges with slabs there. This is still a more normal road here, so that's not a problem. And then it looks like we're going to do a road here. Okay, we might have to cut some trees down as well, looking at that. All through there, and then through down to here. This road, though, may need going through here, potentially. It depends how wet this is. Okay, so what we need to do first and foremost, it seems, is make the two bridges here. And then look at doing the road here. What we'd probably end up doing is extending this down to here, probably, just to make sure that there's no issue. But yeah, I think we may as well do a bridge here. It makes the most sense to save us having to put loads of sand there, I think. Yeah, I think rather than fill that with sand, I think we put a bridge. I think that makes sense, doesn't it? I'm doubting myself as I'm saying it. Yeah, well, there's a sand point here, though. So I'm not too worried about the sand because of there. That should do it all. If we come out of this, have a look at the quarry. We activate it for 6. We'll activate that now. We're going to need it. So let's activate that for 6 tokens. And then if we go across to quarries. So that covers where this road is going. Does it cover it, actually? Road is going here. We need to activate this one as well. We may have to put an extension on these, to be fair, with one of our bigger dump trucks, because the way we're building the road here, aren't we? Yeah. So it's not covering the whole thing, to be honest. So that's something we've got to think about. That also wants the road built there. Okay. Yeah. So what we do is we start with building a bridge over here first. Then we'll have to bring our tree cutter over, chop down these trees. We'll store what we can, and then from there we need to make the road to go down to here. But yeah, so we may need to extend the quarries a little bit using our heavy ones. You did it close to the pipe, did you? Well, we have to build this bit here. There is an actual infrastructure request for this road here. I see what you're saying, though. There is one here as well, isn't there, actually? That goes underneath. Ah, that's a good point, actually. Although, we're going to need to get power there. If we have a look at power. If we need to pull power to there and further there, we don't want it where there's a road. I don't know where the power is going to come from, to be fair. But yeah, we need to get power to those two, which will utilise probably this bit along here. So we don't want to put a road there if it's going to be in the way of putting power there, is my thinking. But yeah, if it wants us to build a road here anyway, we may as well follow through and do all of it. That's the thing. Comes in the harbour, does it? But the harbour, unless we've got to put something there to get it up and running. I don't know. We'll get to that when we get to it, though. I think let's build these first two bridges. We've got loads of concrete slabs, so we'll use those. And it will be as simple as there to there. Actually, let's come back a little bit there. So there to there, and then if we do another one here, always do wide bridges. I'm not a fan of smaller ones. There to there. So we need 6 in total. We can pick those up in one go from here anyway, using the Voron, in fact. So let's get this round to our garage. We can then go and get these 6 slabs out of storage. We can go and get them into position, make the bridges, and then we'll get our tree cutter over as well, crayfish. Use the crayfish to clear the logs, then we'll clear the stumps, and then we'll build the road. But yeah, because there's already a mission to do a road there, we might as well follow the same route, to be fair. Because the infrastructure is already needed anyway. Because otherwise we're going to come back and do the other road at some point. We might as well incorporate this one into it. Okay, so 6 slabs is what we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Oh, Dame Patricia Rootler just died. Just popped up on my watch. Right, let's get these loaded up then, and we'll get the 2 bridges done. I'm going to regret that. But yeah, if there wasn't already a road needed there, then we probably would do what you said, by the pipeline. Otherwise, we've got to come back and do the other road anyway. This makes no sense to do the same job twice. Does that make sense? You had to build the other road as well, didn't you? Come on. I think we can carry 6 in this. Maybe a little bit heavy, but we haven't got too far to go, to be fair. How are we doing time? We've got 40 minutes left. Hopefully we'll get a lot of this done now. Oh, you guys allow that machine to build that other road for them. Oh, okay. Yeah, if this had been a separate mission, we'd be doing the archaeological sites instead, as that mission's been there longer. But obviously, because this is the same mission, we might as well carry on, do what it needs. 2 to go. Okay, last one, and that's all of them loaded. We can go to where the bridges are. And that will be that first part done. Convoy shouldn't be too bad once that road's built, to be fair. It should be absolutely fine. Okay. Camera back on the right place. So we need to come out of where we are now. We're going down here and just follow this road until we get to the bridges there. It's not too far to go, to be fair. That's what I really enjoy about this, though, is there's so many different ways to solve the same problem. And I think a lot of it's just down to what you want to do. You know, the way I solve a problem is different to what you've done, Mark. And same to you, Crazy Irishman. You know, we probably do things differently. But that's what I like about this, is it is down to you how much or as little you want to do. The amount of roads we've built so far on this map, you know, they weren't mission roads, we did them to make our life easier. with the convoys and things. But you could persevere and not do them. You could just have to keep going back and helping the convoy. So it is good that there's so many different ways to solve the same problem. And a lot of solving the problems tells you how someone's mind works a lot of the time as well. Because everyone looks at the same problem differently, don't they, and work their own way of doing it, which won't be the same as other people. Okay, first 3 slabs. There we go, first one done, second one, straight across. And second bridge done as well. Okay, I do need to put this somewhere. Doesn't matter where at this point. So what we need to do then next is sand. Let's have a look. So we need to do this road here. Well, we need to do, yeah, we're going to have to put sand down first to get to here, to be fair. Where does this road finish? That he wants us to do. Oh, it does finish there. So we are going to have to put sand down there to actually get across here, it would seem. Or we drive the crayfish from miles away. Yeah, I don't really want to drive the crayfish from miles away, to be fair. 3 maps, you just went on my own and it was 8. Can we just sort of do it how the game wanted to do it? Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I say, you don't have to build every road. It's down to you, isn't it? You've made so many roads. Oh yeah, no. We always, well, the vehicles we're now using is quite wide anyway, to be fair, so that's not normally a problem. My other thinking is, see, I don't know if a bridge counts as part of the road, which is why I think we need sand here. The issue is we've got to get across to here to get rid of the trees. We need a big dumper truck, first and foremost, I think, there. We want to fill in this hole, get the trees done, because the road doesn't, bridge doesn't count as road, so no matter what, we've got to do it that way. So what we'll do, we got that's that there. I'm just trying to see where our vehicles are. That's a crane, that's fine. So what we want to do is heavy dumper to the port, a machine yard, I should say, harbour base, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we want a heavy dumper there first and foremost. We're going to need both heavy dumpers at some point, I think, anyway. In all honesty. Because if we want to extend the quarry out, we're going to need to use both dumpers to do so. But we'll take the one for the minute. These trucks got stuck with that. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we've got the crayfish to cut the trees down. Which I really enjoy using, to be fair. So cutting the trees won't be a problem, I don't think. Crayfish is really good. I wonder, because this wants us to make the road ourselves, can we set the AI to do the sand for that bridge bit? Or will it stop because obviously it can't get across? I wonder what the AI would do. The tree cutter was the dozer, was it? Oh, you just knocked him down. No, yeah, we've been using the tree cutter quite a while. I struggled a lot with the log forwarders, the ones that pick up the logs. Really struggled with those. We found one eventually that we could use properly, but I really struggled for ages to actually find the one that would work for me. I know you can pick them up with the mule and the Voron, and that's just as easy, to be fair. Yeah, we've finally found one that works. Until then, we really struggled, to be fair. Right, we're going to need to move these rocks out of the way as well at some point. Obviously, we know there's going to be a route coming through here, so we've got to get rid of all these rocks in due course, just so we don't cause ourselves any problems. Okay. Where are we going? So, keep going ahead here. Yeah, there's going to be quite a few rocks, I think, to move them, looking at that. Yeah, I don't know if I set the AI to do it, what will happen. I'm curious. Because obviously we know it's going to go across water. Yeah, no, like I say, the one we finally found a log forwarder that actually works. A lot better than the others. I want to set the AI on this and see what happens. Yeah, I don't mind him getting stuck. I wonder if he'll do the river bit though. Is my thinking. It's more just the river bit was my thinking. Let's set the vehicle to work and see what happens. There we go. I will stop him the minute he finishes the bridge, so we can actually do the trees. But I just wanted to see how he would do here. Because obviously, I can't change the camera there. There we go. It's more the bridge bit is I'm curious. He can lay sand so evenly, whereas I can't do it that evenly at all. But yeah, it's the bridge bit I was more curious about, to be fair, and see how he does that. The sand's not going down either, have you noticed? So before we were wondering how he would do, the AI would deal with quarries when it can't actually reach one to refill. But actually he doesn't refill. So if you set the AI to do your road, when it's one of the infrastructure roads, he doesn't go and refill every time, he just gets on with it. So in theory, if you let the AI do sanding, you don't need to activate the quarry. Only if you want to do sanding yourself, you need to do the quarries. Because the AI doesn't run out. So any road that isn't infrastructure based, you would have to set it yourself. But actually, for this, we don't have to. Right, I'm going to stop him once he gets across the river. I wasn't expecting just to drive through it though, to be fair. Right, we do need to stop him. Or do we? Is he getting stuck now? Okay. Hang on. Why isn't it doing that? I can't stop him. Why is it not? Where's the road there? He's actually made it all the way through. Okay, my thinking was we'd stop him and cut the trees down. He hasn't put sand there though by the looks of it, but he's actually made it through. He's lost all his sand. Oh wow, so he's run out of sand, hence why he's not putting any more down. He's still following the route though. But he's got straight through the trees. Yeah, he's out of radius, admittedly. But he wasn't losing sand here. It's only because he went over the edge, I think it tipped out. But he's actually made it all the way. Will he then turn around here, I wonder? Or will he just stop and say I'm done, even though he's not? But actually then, we don't need to cut the trees down. Because he's made the route through, all we need to do is use the grader. What's he doing now? There are some stumps here though that are the problem. He's got himself a little bit stuck in the stumps. So we do need to get a vehicle over there to get rid of the stumps, yeah. So he is stuck on that. How do I stop him? That's the question. Cancel road, there we go. I reset him as well, cancelling the road. We do need him to do this bit, which will set him up in a second. I think we need to get the tree stumps out of the way first and foremost. Crazy Irishman, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to the wife as well. Much appreciated. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, or as good a weekend as you can have, Crazy Irishman, and hopefully we'll speak to you soon. Thank you, Crazy Irishman. Thank you to the wife as well. So we do need to get a stump grinder over there to get rid of these stumps here, because that's a potential an issue. I think we bring the stump grinder from over here, only because I think it's going to come from that side, ideally, rather than coming from anywhere else. I think we need it to come from this side to actually get them out the way, because of the swampy bit there. Our tree grinders aren't very quick. That's the only annoying thing. But I don't think we've got a choice. Mobility is 2, 1. Well, that's still the rusty version, isn't it? Okay. What's the difference between this and that? 5252. That's the rusty version. So let's quickly buy the better version of that. MTK 100. That's the kite one we're using. Where's the other one? We don't really use it that much, mainly because I don't like waiting the tokens, to be fair. So that's 4232. So actually, that's actually not as good as the kite, but it means we now own both versions. There is only 2 stump grinders though, looking at this. Yeah, only 2 stump grinders. So the kite one is quicker, according to that. This one here. So at least we know what the other version of that. But it does say this one is better. It's not actually not that slow. It won't take too long to get there. I thought this would be quite slow, but it's not. It is tracked as well, so it could probably have gone the other way and been okay. But yeah, I try not to use the tokens, just in case we need them for quarries and things, to be fair. We did use one earlier, and nearly ended up regretting it. But yeah, I don't use tokens very often. And you need the tokens, don't you, to fast travel vehicles. They used to be fueled, but they're not anymore. So now changing the tokens instead. So we get this to the logistics terminal, and just past that is where we need to take down the stumps. We'll then probably set the AI to do the sand again while we go and get the grader, and we can grade all the sanders. I'm amazed at how well the AI did that. I've been praising the AI through quite a lot of the game, to be fair. I know the convoys drive straight into you and don't really stop or anything for you. They're more than happy just to ram straight into you. But most of the time, the AI has been quite intelligent compared to other games where the AI has to drive things on long journeys with hazards. You know, things like Farm Simulator has had the AI in it for a good few years now. You're driving other vehicles for you, can plan the route and stuff. And a lot of the time they get stuck. Whereas this, I would say, other than using the wrong vehicle, i.e. what do you call it? The really big tractor unit that I can't remember the name of. The Wayfarer, that one. Other than using the Wayfarer when it's the worst vehicle going, the AI actually does a really good job. And I think they've definitely done it in a really good way. The way it utilises the roads and things. It still gets stuck occasionally, there's still issues it has. You know, it can then go freeing off a road if it takes it too quickly. But most of the time, the AI actually reacts to it really well. From what I've found anyway. But once we go over the bridges ahead of us, the logistics terminal is there. We'll head to the left and then we are where the road will be. We are going to extend that road through where it's currently stopping as well. We do want it to go closer to logistics just to make sure the convoy doesn't get stuck coming out of the logistics terminal. So we will extend that road a little bit downwards. The other side doesn't need extending because it's all tarmac anyway. But it's just that bit towards the logistics terminal side. We've got about 25 minutes left of today's stream. Hopefully we can get this road potentially done. And then we'll go from there. We'll deliver the vehicle as well after we've planned the route. But we can do the vehicle while the route is up and running to start with, to be fair. There's a log forwarder that we enjoy using. We put that there right at the start of the game when we built this first bridge. And it hasn't moved since. I'm impressed with how the heavy dumper actually got through the trees. I really didn't think he'd make it, to be fair, but he did. Kelly did say at the start of this map as well that tracked vehicles would be best for here, and I think she was definitely right. Tracked vehicles are definitely better. So this is where we're going to be extending the road to. We're actually going to do this bit here as well to the bridge just there, just so the convoy doesn't get stuck. This will all be extended and road as well. If there's any excuse for a convoy to get stuck, I'm just best to avoid it. It means a little bit of extra work, but it's not too bad. More concrete slabs have been delivered. Right, let's get rid of these tree stumps. And then we'll set the sander back up. Feels like an age since we last used one of these, to be fair. Move it down a bit. There we go. Yeah, this feels like such a long time. Okay. I was looking forward to chopping trees down as well with the crayfish, but now we don't really need to because the road's going to be there. Okay, I'm just going to bring that arm up a little bit to get this one. Just to make sure we don't catch these on the way past, we'll just get rid of these on the edge as well. It's not low enough, that's why it goes over like that. There we go. And then we've got one here. Okay. The other two that are here, we don't need to worry about. They're not in the way, as far as I can tell, so they can stay there. So, let's get this back up. We need sand in here again. We're actually not near a quarry. We did activate both the quarries nearby, but we're just outside here. There isn't anything else to activate by the looks of it, so we just need to reverse this back to here to pick up more sand. I was going to get another dumper truck, one of the large ones, and use the mobile quarry and extend the reach, but actually I don't think it's needed. For the amount of sand we need to put down still, I don't think it's worth driving another vehicle all the way here just to extend the sand out a little bit. If we don't actually need a massive amount now. And once it starts filling, you can drive out of the zone and it will carry on filling till it's full. Okay, it's full again. What I'm going to do, I want to put the AI back on because I want it to finish off this, or we go and grab our grader and start from this side. And at least then, if we get back to here, we can then extend the road anyway. Hang on. Oh, it's because it's mobile quarry. I was going to say, now it's extended. It's because it's a quarry in itself. So yeah, we'll stick the AI to finish off the road for us while we go and get the grader. So if we do that one, the AI is already there. Why is it not letting me pick the road up? Select truck. Select route. There we go, it's doing its thing. We'll go and grab the grader. It should stop when it gets here. Hopefully. We'll find out in a minute. We'll go and grab the grader though from over here and drive it down. We'll use our new one, which we really enjoy using, which is the Vostok ATM53 Pioneer. It's definitely our go-to now. Getting tracked as well, so it's pretty quick when it needs to be. And this actually, because of how wide that front end is, spreads out the sand really well, and makes it as wide as it can be. So we still don't need to do two loads. We'll do one. It's still really wide, so it does make life a bit easier. The other one of these, the first grader you have, I've always found difficult, mainly because when you have to move with it, the front end is up in the air, so you're more likely to tip over. But also it's a lot smaller, so it doesn't actually grade the sand as wide as this one can, or as evenly, to be fair. But this one we didn't unlock till quite late on, due to its level lock, I believe. The first of two bridges. I think we did well with the bridges, to be fair. Probably should check on how that's doing. It hasn't said it's failed or anything yet. We get to the start point and have a look at how it's doing. Like I said, we're going to extend the road anyway, so we need to put some sand down ourselves because you can't get the AI to do it away from a selected route. What we can do here though is move these rocks out of the way while we're going past here. So we just need to chuck these over this side, like that. There we go, I'm out of the way now. There's some more further up here, we saw these on the way, to be fair. We could do it manually, put the front end ourselves down manually, but it's actually the right height by doing this. The actual sand flattening is the right height to move them, so we don't really need to do it manually. These ones as well, we can move to this right hand side here. This one here. It's only because there is a chance the vehicles will get stuck on them if we left them where they are. And that's what we want to try and avoid if we can. Might need to move this one a little bit more. It's got stuck in the metal there. There we go. They should be out of the way now. I think there's one more lot of them in the road just here. I think this is the last load, to be fair, that was in the way. Yeah, sand flattening is the right height with this. I don't really think there's been ever a time we've had to use manual on the graders, to be fair. It's never really been needed. Okay, the dump truck's there, so the dump truck is done. Annoyingly, it's over the wrong side now. I wanted it to stop over the other side, but because we've selected the route, it actually stopped over this side. But we'll have to drive it over the sand once we've flattened it then, so we can extend the other side. I thought it would come up and tell us, actually, to be fair, but it didn't. There we go, it's done the whole sand down to there. So as I say, we will extend that, but first of all, we'll just get this flattened so we can drive it back over. While it's there, we are in quarry reach, so we'll just put more sand in it. Hate leaving it empty in case we need anything from it. Right, let's go and grade this sand, and then we can drive the dumper over the other side to extend. As I say, I always find this really good with this because it makes it really wide. If you stay in the middle, it does a really good job of flattening this out, but also widening the road at the same time. And the new asphalt layer is as wide as this is when it comes to grading. So they're both roughly the same size. So you only need to make one pass with the actual asphalt layer as well, or tarmac layer, as we call it in the UK. Yeah, you don't need more than one pass, as it will make it do the same width, which works really well. How is this bit going to go? Didn't look like there's enough sand there, to be fair. I don't think there is enough sand there, as there's now water. Okay, we may need to come and sort that in a minute. Let's finish this bit off around here first. Yeah, I think we need to put a bit more sand there. I think ideally. We are coming back that way in a second anyway. Other than that bit though, I think it's done okay. That was quite deep, so I was surprised that AI actually managed to do that, to be fair. Again, I think it just shows how good the AI for this is. But yeah, we'll extend this road out anyway, just to make sure there's no issues with the convoy. Anyway. Spun round. Okay, what we'll do is quickly jump back in the dumper. And we'll just quickly go to where that is. And put some of the sand there. The asphalt layer and the roller, what we'll do, we'll load those on the heavy transporter, because it's a bit of a distance to drive them. They're both a little bit slow. We load them on the heavy transporter and bring them to the start point. It'll just make our life a little bit easier. Rather than if we drive it, it'll take forever. Right, bit of sand. Lots of sand. Okay, we won't know really how that's worked until we grade it in a second. I think it should be okay though. That's what I was trying to avoid doing. Right, we'll quickly go and get this too, so we can actually pick up more sand. Ready for extending this out. And then we'll send the grader over to do that bit as well. There we go. So we'll swap quickly back to the grader. Because then the grader will start on that sand there in a minute anyway when we come back around. So we'll quickly go and grade that bit, then spin this round, get this ready to go the other way, lay the sand, and get that graded as well. I do find we are always extending roads and making them slightly bigger. Right, how's this going to go? Hopefully there's now enough sand there. Yeah, there's definitely enough sand there now. No, you can't see the water anymore, which was my concern, to be fair. Okay, spin this round. So what we're going to do is get it to the end point, and then that's where we're going to start laying more sand. So this will stay here and then go once we've done the sand bit. So that's fine there for the minute. Jump into the heavy dumper. So we want this to join the sand back there. And this is just to make sure that there's no issue with the convoy more than anything else. It's so easy for them to go wrong sometimes. Doing this just extends it out. It is quite a solid surface, to be fair, but I'm just being sure that it will make it without any issues. Because also the roads do degrade over time the more these routes are used. So just being sure, I think, is the best way. I definitely can't lay the sand out as evenly as the AI can, to be fair. Okay, out of sand. So we've got to drive forward to get to the point where we can refill, then reverse back again. This will only take a couple of times and then we'll be in the zone anyway. But yeah, there's a chance, depending on what the convoy vehicle is, of it getting stuck on some of these little bits. Like this join there could potentially be a problem if we don't do it now. If they use decent vehicles, it wouldn't be a problem. But we've seen them use the Wayfarer a lot on this map, and that would be a problem. So it makes the most sense to make sure we're covering our bases, really. Okay. Trying to get the sand as even as we can. So I think it's a choice between how high this is and speed. think it's high enough and then it stops putting the sand down. Okay. I think there might be some bits that may need a bit more. Well, it might be alright. Once it's graded, we'll know. Probably will be okay. This might have a low spot. Right, refill sand there. So that's the last time we need to go out of the zone. We'll now be in the zone of the sand, so we won't need to drive off with no sand just to refill. Right. That's full. We can get more sand down. More concrete slabs have just been delivered. We are getting slightly better. The amount of roads we've done on this map, I think we are getting slightly better when it comes to putting enough sand down. Still quite tricky though. Right, close the tip up, reload it with sand. So we want to extend under here where that mud and water is ahead of us. We want to make sure that's covered as well. Otherwise, there's a potential it will have a problem. Where is this coming from? That's the other thing to think about. So it's starting off there. Okay. So I don't know if some of this needs doing as well, because we don't know if it may. I think we do. There is a potential for it to get stuck otherwise, depending on the vehicle it uses. This is all quite muddy, so I do think maybe we need to do that as well. Downside is obviously sand, but yeah, potentially it will have an issue here. Or will it? It might not. I think we give it a go as is, a current plan, and obviously if it fails immediately, then we need to do another bit of road. But I think we stick to our current plan and stop at the bridge and go from there. I just don't like it failing when we know we can solve the problem now, but I think we're better off probably waiting, because it may not be needed. A lot of it. Oh, hang on. Let's lower this, shall we? Because I'm stuck on the actual thing there. Didn't even think about that getting stuck there, to be fair. Right, we're going as far as the bridge essentially here. The big bit is this corner, this turn. I think unless we get a decent amount here, we will get stuck. Yeah, we want to make sure we go to the bridge here. That's the kind of place it would end up getting stuck if we're not careful. Right, that can stop there now. I'll quickly refill the sand and move this out of the way. Don't mind leaving it empty, that's the thing. Oh, wow, okay. I've just seen the time and how much we've just lost time-wise. We probably won't get this finished today then, will we, this road, I don't think. We've got like 5 minutes left. Where was that last half an hour disappeared to? Just gone. So we started down 26% complete. I'm curious to how much we're on now. I think we've done a few missions. So it'll be interesting to see what percentage we're actually on when we come out. Right, let's flatten this all the way. Let's say we are rapidly running out of time. We could have got the AI to do some planning for the main bit of road, but the only thing we get the AI to do is the sand itself, that's it. Everything else we do ourselves. But yeah, I definitely don't get as even as the AI does, to be fair. Yeah, 5 minutes left. We'll probably get the heavy loader loaded up, and that's about it. Probably. May get it to the start point, maybe. Can't really extend this afternoon. That's the problem. But yeah, 3.5 hours disappears so quickly. But I'm kind of glad we didn't have to chop the trees down. It just saves us quite a bit of work, at least. Because that could have been so different if we had to do those, to be fair. What I want to do is just extend this out a little bit to make this corner a bit easier to navigate. So we want to just push this edge this way. And then we'll make a move across a little bit. This means we can make this a little bit easier to get around. See the sand's now moved out there. Push this out a little bit this way as well to allow for the turn. There we go. So that just makes it so we've got a more turning circle there. And that is the flattening complete. So what we'll do, we've got about 5 minutes, so we'll quickly just load up the heavy transporter ready for Monday morning stream, which will continue on with this. I think that's our best bet. So back over here at the port, we want the heavy transporter out. We want... I don't think the heavy transporter comes in this one, does it? Yeah, there it is. Now the heavy transporter, we know it's not the best when it comes to not really bad conditions, but actually the route this needs to go isn't too bad. So it should be absolutely fine. So we need to call in, we want the asphalt layer first, we get the roller on board first, because that will be used last. Because both of these, this and the asphalt layer are so slow, and now we can actually strap these down on the bed, it makes the most sense to do it this way. Just an easier way of getting them to where we want them in a timely fashion. Otherwise, this will be really tricky to drive. The Arlington Roadworks will take forever to get there. It's this way. You can get that all in one piece. We'll drive them over to where they're going to be starting from, and that'll be ready for Monday morning stream then. For those aren't aware, schedule for next week comes out on Sunday, 1 PM GMT for the scheduled video, and then 8 PM GMT for the live stream community post. That will talk about everything we're doing next week, including our live streams and episodic content as well. I may need to reverse onto this, looking at that. Struggling, it's that front end that's struggling, but let's reverse on. I thought last time we drove on, but maybe we did reverse on. Same thing with this, it's very sensitive to direction. On you go. Come on. So sensitive to direction, that's the problem. Right, I think we've got it there. So, I didn't mean to do that actually. Strap the cargo. So that's all the vehicles now strapped down. No, it's not. What's he not happy with? Cannot secure incorrect vehicle. Okay. I think it's too close to the other one. Is the problem. Or no, the front end's not on, I don't think. Hopefully that's in the right place now. As I say, we have done this before, it's not the first time. Still not strapping it, is it? Can't see what's wrong with it, to be fair. Let's toggle the ramp, see if that makes a difference. As I say, we have done this previously and it wasn't a problem. Okay, don't do it. Now that's in an incorrect position. Because we put the ramp up. That's an issue. Although that will stay there. I think that won't be too much of a problem. I don't think it'll move. Like, everything else is strapped. Let's see if we can get there like this. It's on board. It shouldn't move, as it is kind of stuck there. But as long as it doesn't fall off, it's not an issue. This is meant to save us time when it comes to getting these vehicles to where we need them. As long as nothing falls off, it's worked. Right, we'll get these to the start point and then we'll have a quick chat before we finish for today. I need to get Snow and edited this afternoon because that's going live tomorrow afternoon as well. As I say, it's scheduled on Sunday, and then we'll figure out what we're doing. We're still looking at the Assassin's Creed Shadows Platinum. We'll continue that next week as well, and then obviously RoadCraft as well will be continuing. We're still on board. And potentially we get the final base game of RoadCraft finished next week, potentially. And then we move on to the DLC next week as well. And whenever we finish this or Assassin's Creed Shadows Platinum, as we talked about in the channel update, we'll start the second DLC for Star Wars Outlaws. And whilst we're doing that, we'll vote on what comes next on the channel as well. So that'll be happening next week or two, I would assume. Looking at how we're getting things done. It's only going to be a week or two, I think, before we have that vote. So make sure you have your say when that vote goes live. Right, we're just going to get this up the hill, and then we'll have to stop for today, I'm afraid. I think we've made good progress, like I say. I think it'll be interesting to see, percentage-wise, how much we've done. We did start on 26% this morning. I would say we're probably... It's not going to be quite 50 because we haven't finished the second part of the story part out of the 4, so it won't quite 50%. I think it'll be like 40% maybe, a rough guess. We're just going to get up the hill and then we will stop. And I say, this is just quicker than having to drive these individually. The roller's not too bad, but the paver would be forever. The asphalt layer, sorry, would take forever to get here. And we don't use the AI for doing these, we'll do it ourselves, so that'll be happening first thing Monday morning. Just go this over here. And then we'll get the route underway with the convoy, and we will then deliver the vehicle needs delivering, and then we'll go from there. Objective wise, we're doing the supply the machine yard of spare parts. Although it's a new mission, it continued on from the mission we've done previously, getting the harbour base done and secure with the little panels around the edge, the 5 panels they needed doing. So we've carried on that mission. We've still got to find the spring pump station. That's going to be 2 seconds. We have the mule right next to it, so that won't be long. Strengthen the pier. That's going to take a bit of time. We need to pick up 4 bits of big concrete from over here, the logistics terminal, and we need to deliver them over to here to secure the pier just there as well. Side missions, we're just going to find the 5 archaeological sites. Now they're going to be fairly easy to find. We just need to get the scouts out and about, and they should be quite simple and quick to do. In fact, we've got a vehicle there anyway, and one there, so there's a potential we'll get these done fairly quickly. The archaeological sites we'll do once we finish the machine yard bit we're doing now, but I think we're actually making decent progress, to be fair. So let's come out of this and have a look at our percentage. As I say, we are out of time, annoyingly. It's one of those things I could just continue doing all day, but I just physically can't. That's the problem. But I'm curious to see how much we've done from 26. So 47. I was nearly there then. We're now 47% done with Colonel. 7 of 17 infrastructure done. 15 of 33 missions and 5 of 9 side objectives. We've got lots of concrete slabs now as well. And the map is basically all there now as well. So we're getting there. We are getting there indeed. As I say, that is us for today. We are out of time. I just want to say a massive thank you to anyone who's watched the channel update. Thank you for watching it. And yeah, if you've got any ideas of games to add to our list, do let me know either in stream on Discord or comment on the video or something if you want us to add anything to our list. And I think that is it. Oh, also, if you're interested, comment on the channel update whether you want us to do more personal videos or just stick to what we're doing. That's all down to you guys as well. As I say, we'll vote on the next main live stream game within the next week or two. Once we start the Star Wars second DLC, that's when the vote will go live. So keep an eye on that on our community page as well. But that is it for today. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. We're going to be back Monday morning with more RoadCraft, but check out the schedule on Sunday. As I say, 1 p.m. GMT for the scheduled video, 8 p.m. GMT for the community post. Until then, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you in a live stream very soon. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.